thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Feel like a dynamite, ready to explode right up in the sky. I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on. See the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on.
Creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire. Still, don't stop that thrill. My bones crave your skin. Temptation within. Mistakes ignite the silence. Nightmares creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire.
Don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. But you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
Earthshaker's moving in as well. Echo Slam connects on it too. Back row tire down as well.
Cigarette always wins the brawl. Or can we cast the curse in? Oh, there we go.
Lootbet.
It's amazing how much I love betting on esports. It's so cool. What's even better is when I can use Cash Out. Wait, you didn't know about Cash Out? Cash Out is when you can get your stake back even when your bet is going against you. Just one hit and your money is safe. So go to Lootbet to cash out now.
Hello folks and welcome back to our next best of 3 of the day, and our final best of 3 of the day. Of course, it's the stay home squad. I feel like at this point we're watching so much Counter-Strike right now. It's awesome to have so much CS, to be fair. And what a great way to end our day of Counter-Strike. It's Team Secret versus Singularity. Danny, what are you thinking about this game?
I'm already thinking about the narrative, which should be quite interesting, because at the very least, when Team Secret faced off Singularity, they actually dropped the map, whereas in comparison to Blue Jays, they, decimated them. The Team Secret Singularity game was a bit more close in that sense, so now I'm hoping that a team like Singularity, they must have done their homework. They've lost Team Secret. They must have looked at the demos and seen, okay, this is the mistakes we've done here, this is what we can improve upon, which when I'm thinking about it for a team like Team Secret, they probably haven't really looked into it that much. They won the games and thinking, right, what's there more to do? We've won them, that's it. They might get into this very false sense of security, which could really come back to bite them.
Yeah, I definitely feel like there is going to be a risk there of overconfidence, but at the same time, is it fair on paper, would you say, to say that Team Secret are just a better team?
Yeah, I'd say so. Absolutely. Throughout this qualifier, it is without a doubt Team Secret just that much better, honestly. These players here, this 5-man roster has been able to do some incredible stuff here. They have existed for some time now, and slowly but surely they're trying to climb that Counter-Strike ladder. And for them, I see this as a good opportunity to do so.
Well, it all starts on Dust 2. What a map to start things off. And has to be said, I feel like there's value in Singularity being here right now. Obviously, they've picked it, and they've just played it. So that's going to be really handy. They know kind of where their weaknesses are. They're probably going to have a good idea of what they want to do based on what worked for them in the previous game. definitely feel like going into this, there's going to be a slight advantage. But then Team Secret are fresh. They've not had to play Counter-Strike today. They've been exclusively, I imagine, scrimming and just kind of getting warm and getting comfy for what is a grand final best of 3. So pretty critical best of 3. Decides obviously the qualification to the main event.
And I guess you could do it in 2 ways, really. You know, Singularity, you could look at them that, oh yeah, now they've warmed up, now they're ready to play. They can absolutely be at their 100%, their A game, so to speak. But you can also kind of look at it as a downside, is that they have been playing that much Counter-Strike, you know, these past couple of hours. It was gruesome Counter-Strike as well. They had to play overtime, so it was quite the lengthy best of 3. And now that they've had some time to rest, I wonder if they have recuperated that energy. Whereas in the case of Team Secret, yeah, you're probably right. You know, they've been out there playing the headshot DMs, maybe even playing through a couple scrims and whatnot, and now they're jumping into the official matchup. So it'll be very interesting to see how both of these two teams are able to contrast against each other.
I think it's going to be quite the best of 3. So stick with us, folks. Do get involved in the action. All forms of social media. I believe there is a hashtag floating around in the chat somewhere. Definitely get on that. Also, good time to mention our wonderful friends at Lootbet. Obviously, use the bonus code LEAGUE, and that will give you, I believe, 100 free spins, as well as a whole bunch of other things, including €100, I want to say, towards a bet. Is that the case, Danny?
I'd say so. I believe
well,
so.
I guess we've made them do that now, so feel free to to nag them to do that. Oh, what a way to start things off, huh?
Well, I saw some of the Team Secret players maybe thinking about the possibility of going for that top mid push, but apparently not. They decided to retreat instead, whereas Singularity, look how quickly they're moving up short right now, or actually, no, scratch that idea. We're going down all the way in middle. Maybe Split is up for grabs, but Tutson dealing damage as the first kill coming through for Team Secret, and Singularity continues on to move on up here, but with one Flatro, so many players to find, and Percy still dealing damage. The big problem right now for Team Secret, Singularity have full bumps to control, and because of it, this is the B-side we're talking about. Team Secret have an incredibly difficult task ahead of them if they want to succeed, and Synapsy, good headshot on Mertz, but there's still 3 more players to find, and there's a third man coming in with a backstab here, so Synapsy should be going down in 1, 2, 3. There we go. Time that to perfection.
Pretty solid start for Singularity, all things considered. Team Secret seem to really not be able to hit anything with the pistols there. Really struggling just to connect, and unfortunately the play of straight through mid doors and up to B left them with minimal opportunity to actually gang up and play together as well. It was a lot of 1vx scenarios, especially towards door, kind of having to fight 3 players there as they go up through mid towards B. Really rough. But with that said, Team Secret, they're not going to bow out of the action. They spent completely into this round, and so far not the greatest of starts. Again, a lot of damage done early on from Singularity. The scouts proved to be just completely useless for the CT side.
You could say that again, as Team Singularity, and this is perfect for them. So far, so good. They have taken over the A-bomb site. The players from Team Secret not going to do too much at this point. Keeping on to their weapons could be one of the possibilities, or set up for some exit frags. You know, Dust 2 is pretty good for that, but nope. No exit frags will be set up. They're just going to go out there in the B-bomb side and hope they're not going to get picked upon by the Danish bullies.
Relatively decisive start then, given the 2-0 of Singularity. Looking forward now to what will likely be round 4, the first real opportunity for Secret to actually compete here, because we will of course have to see a Felico from them in this next round, maybe a P250 or 2. You've got a few players with a little bit of bank to play with, but then obviously you're going to want to see the likes of Anarquez saving the money that everything he's got for the AWP, so Percy might be able to do a little something, but yeah, he's bought a smoke and that's it, I think.
I mean, the smoke can still be used for example cross towards the mid doors, which could actually, you know, you throw down the smoke grenade there, and the other guys could actually go for an aggressive play towards short, for example. That seems to be part of the Team Secret game plan. A couple players have been boosted up. Not going to see anyone from Singularity, though. That's the one dissatisfying part, because Singularity are more than willing to have control over the tunnels and maybe eventually a B-side commitment. Now, we've seen some B-side hits from them in the past in the game against Blue Jays, and there, I kind of like the fact that when they were committing to a bomb site, for example, in a round like this, where they are expecting their opponents to be on an eco, they weren't going to be all-out push. You know, they were still kind of stuck there in the tunnel, which you might think, oh, that's actually not that bad. Shouldn't the team spread out as they make their way out of the tunnel? To some extent, yes, but they were actually being very careful by taking the 1-versus-1 duels. And at this point, well, it's kind of 4v1 duel, as Lonesome Percy has taken the hit, but overall Singularity do have control of bomb side. Synapsy though has an angle towards the window. One find too much, but Tutson comes in from the tunnels, and this is now a little bit scary for Singularity. Yes, bomb will go down, that's 100% sure, but I'm also expecting a Team Secret attempt at a retake.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they took their sweet time to get the bomb down. So basically, that gun in CT was given for free almost, because he was able to run out there and get it without really losing any time. So, gonna give it a good go. Unfortunately, it completely crumbles. And now the gun gained is another gun lost as Secret just fall to the ground. Not a single frag coming in on that retake.
That's a bit of a shame though, considering I thought that's possible. I really think it's going to be a possibility for them to do some damage. Apparently not. Right. Now we got those pesky pistol shenanigans out of the way. It's time to get to the real meat of the situation. We've got the proper investment. Mertz already going for the peak tag. Good shot. There from Anarquez gets the tag on Mertz, and the two offers still going for the standoff. Ooh. Flash from one side, flash from another, and eventually Juan Flatcher is in the pit. Very good position for the CTs to be holding, and Singularity, none of the initial duels go their way, so they're probably just going to abandon any hope of acquiring early presence towards long.
This really hasn't been a solid start for them, unfortunately. Team Secret on their first buy, first couple of seconds at least, have gone well. Will start to be tested elsewhere though. Leaving that solo player in pit makes sense. Allows them to put a little bit more protection towards short, which will be where Singularity are going to be heading. Just getting the smoke there on Xbox. That allows them to start to take these battles towards short. But the problem with taking short control is it's a very noisy thing to do if you want to do it right. You see the Molotov already. That's a dead giveaway that you're starting that process. Now, that doesn't commit you to doing anything towards the A site, and the CTs know that as well, but just the process of getting that control is important information for Team Secret, especially given that they ran through the entirety of short and ran through mid doors. That's basically a dead giveaway that it's a B bomb.
That is 100% true at this point, and with the bomb laying safely on the ground here on the bomb site, it's pretty obvious for Team Secret where the last player should be coming from, but Tutson, so far the only player here, is gonna spot out Mertz eventually in the corner back kill. Alright then, Team Secret finally able to pick up their very first gun round here on the CD side of this too. For those who are wondering who ended up picking this map, well, it is in fact the map pick of Singularity. Right there below the minimap, you can actually see which team ended up picking which map, and in this case, got the S logo. So for Singularity, thus far, they've taken the loss here in the very first gun round, but again, it's just the very first gun round, and they opted to go for a bit of an unorthodox attempt at the bombs I take, but now it's back to long, and Mertz again being softened up. This time around, though, in exchange, they acquire presence over the pit, and they've got a lot more vision towards long, which it's still a pretty good trade-off in my book. Mertz has lost some HP, so has Taubes, but that is some very valuable map control.
It is, definitely. It gives them something they can do, but also they have to be to actually make the push up as well, and I think that's where things are going to get more problematic. You can see Team Secret have already got passive. They're not facing car. They're not going to give them any opportunity to get a frag on the push. They'll have to basically commit to the A take in order to do that. Look at the amount of information gained from short, bear in mind as well. Anarquez, again with the AWP, looking top mid. The Secret, despite giving long, they're still controlling the map right now. Case in point is that Queenix takes the duel, even just in top mid. He doesn't even necessarily peek deep short. Immediately picked by Anarquez, and now he falls back. But looks back to the minimap. He's fallen back. Now he's playing towards steps on short. So he's still holding that control, which means as this long push comes in, they know for a fact that it's a 4-man commitment to long, which is going to be huge because then you've got 3 players completely dealing with that. The nades cashing in for chip damage. They can keep flying in left, right, and center. Celery is stepping up to the plate. He's getting some good kills in, but still, the damage is there, and that makes it so easy for the frag grenades, the molotovs, etc., just to keep cashing in on that chip damage. Last man standing then becomes Mertz, and you know, 1v3. A bleak situation, to say the least. Already shots rattling past his ears. He'll give it a good go. Double AWP in pit does play into his hands. Takes the jewel. Nothing gonna come from it though.
Oh, definitely not at this point. It was a valiant effort there from Mertz, but I mean, in all fairness, even a slightest glow of the wind could have taken care of him. He was so low HP on that 1v3 situation, hardly could have won it. I like the attempt that he's trying to face the Oppers at first. I mean, maybe the lucky chance is the Opper misses the shot. You can swing out wide and go in for the kill, but of course, Team Secret, they've gone for the double op setup. So the odds of actually both Oppers missing a shot, pretty slim, I'd say. And now, Singularity, they must suffer. It is going to be just a simple eco. They don't have much to invest with because it's just Deagle eco. Expect an loss, but for that, they're going to try to give us their best shot. Tutson, though. Nice little pickup on one. Trying to bait out the shot, but Tutson is precise. He even has some backup coming in. Does die in the process, though, from Miyabi. But overall, this is still looking good for Team Secret. If they can sustain from heavy casualties, that's going to be good enough. But, not a very big fan of Conflatro pushing in, and he's going to get punished because of it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Not a very big fan of, you know, playing aggressive in this situation. Like, Mertz is a goner. Like, there's no two-way street about it. He is gonna die. Why even give him the opportunity to deal some damage on your dwindling economy?
Yeah, maybe he can land a cheeky 1D here and get a plant. You never know.
Ooh.
I'm saying nothing. Just, it was cool. I mean, nice shot. Doesn't get the plant though, so at least the value of it somewhat diminished.
Yeah, he wasn't, but that wasn't, like, technically there's the term called the caster's curse. What do you call that? The caster's luck?
3-3. Secret now all tied up. And I can't help but feel like the buy rounds have been going Secret's way. Pistol success not really being repeated outside of that now for this T-side. Have to see something that really shows some promise with the AWP rifles in play. And look at this aggression from Tudson. Oh, the timing. Has to back off it. Needs to be so careful. There's the punishment straight in, but the rifle. Ooh. Oh, that could have been huge, but immediately punished by Celery. If he was able to let rip, that could have quite easily been a triple kill spray down, but unfortunately, given no opportunity, as Celery just snaps a shot straight to the back of the head, denies him completely, and then Yabi was just going to finish off Anarquez here. That pretty much locks Secret out of the round. I mean, they are already trying to save.
I'll try and do so. See? Right, there you go. You didn't really want to pull the trigger that early, expecting maybe a few other players from Singularity fleeing the bomb site. But I can't find any more, or actually there are some of the terrorists that are trying to hunt him down. This Singularity, they've actually got a very good number here in Team Secret. Very quick style of round. Works out in their favor. And now Team Secret, look at their economy. It's not looking too great for two players in particular, Tutson and Juanflatro. So because of their lack of money and the fact that they might have to go for a double eco, that is a prospect that no CS team in the world wants to face nowadays. Instead, you just go Force Spy. Go for the Force Spy here. Worst case scenario, it's another eco. But again, this Force Spy does have some pistols at play and an op. There we... Wait. Am I seeing
I feel
things?
like you didn't quite realize the gravity of the situation there. Basically, what's happened is The AWP got the tag down mid, and concurrent to that, the teammate knife came in. So that was enough to push him over the line. You having a moment there?
Oh my.
I think that's quite what we were expecting to see, but I wonder if there's any chance Singularity actually drop this round now that there's a little bit more in play here for the CT side.
I mean, Anarquez still has the big green in his possession. I'm hoping he can do some damage. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Gets the kill here in Cellar. Then Percy, though, do have Molotovs to flush out the player out of position. So they probably would consider it, but no, they're just going to walk on by. Oh, Percy. No. That's so dissatisfying for Percy. Because at first, the terrorists didn't even notice him at first. Now Anarquez is still going to try to go for this one. He's looking for the tag. Oh, not going to happen. Bullet to the face. And Singularity claimed the round victory. But initially, that was a knife. Yeah, it was a knife
So
kill.
what's happened is he's been tagged, stopped in the air. I don't know why he stopped mid-air. He just got tagged, maybe tapped F, something. He decided to stop, and then as his teammates done the classic jump mid-air knife, the frag movie style jump, and because of his teammates stopped in front of him, quick right click in the back, the tag through the mid door, you've got yourself a perfect combination for a team kill, with the assist, of course, from the enemy AWPer.
Yeah, that's true. Also, the gotta remember the assist. That counts. Well, this round should be a breeze here for Singularity. Not really much to talk about here as Singularity able to pummel their way through the B-bomb side. So far, just one casualty. They can make it just that one guy, then it's not that big of a deal. Let's see. Players here from Singularity could go for the hunt potentially if they want to, but it really isn't worth it to get that $300 extra in their pocket. Just might as well play it safe. So I kind of respect that they're not just pushing through here. You know, they're playing this one safe. They're playing this one smart, which in situations like this is also quite important to do.
There we go, 3-6. Singularity looking to really just maximize what they can do on their T side. Really isn't much depth to the number of rounds you want to get on Dust 2, to be honest, because it's just one of the most balanced maps in Counter-Strike. So there is really no hard and fast. You have to get 8 rounds. It's not like Overpass, for example, where Overpass is very specific, I feel, on what you need to do on your CT side.
The amount of rounds to acquire, honestly. Oh, Hurts, good tag. Good hold on and touch him.
He hits that so many times, the tag. That's the 3rd time now this game in only 10 rounds that he's hit the tag down mid.
And that's a good quality as well that he has shown us, not just in this map, in some of the previous maps as well. That's a bit awkward. Mertz, he's more than aware of it that a player just walked past by him, but he's more focused on helping out his teammates. And long, this is good. The backstab comes in. Mertz finds them both. Now this is a position which is very winnable for Singularity. Mertz just has to hold the line, and he continues to do so. This is scary right now. This is Mertz firing it off for all cylinders. We've seen if Mertz is able to have a good game, chances are that's going to help to push his team through the finish line. So for Team Secret, this is turning out to be quite the scary first half. You know, it was initially Singularity picking up a few rounds, then Team Secret responding with a few of their own. But so far, Singularity about to sit comfortably on 7 rounds here on their T side. I wouldn't say that this is still dire straits for Team Secret. Far from it. But you might want to reconsider some of the options, or at least some of the positionings here on Dust 2.
I think that's a bit of a tilt around, to be fair, as well, because you're going to be sat there going, you told me you were long. You've pushed long. And what do you mean you've pushed long? He's long. Like, it's going to be a very frustrating experience, I think, for you guys. Because Mert shouldn't be able to go in and get a double kill like that, let alone the third kill he picked up here. So very, frustrating experience, I'm sure, for Secret. Their comms right now. I mean, hopefully in the heat of the moment you laugh it off. I'm sure that's all that's happening. But this is one of those opportunities for them to really just make sure they stay on focus here on the job. Because it does feel like they've been fairly consistent at the gun round side of this game. And I think they've got an upper hand against Singularity, specifically in those rounds. We've only seen 1 or 2 for Singularity so far that have really worked out. So they can pull it together. For now, of course, there's death and destruction along. I mean, this is a graveyard. Blood everywhere, complete disaster. Singularity, they're going to get 8.
I really like to see some of the flashbangs that were used there by Team Secret. Initially, I thought we were just going to have the engagement from the Team Secret players just trying to face Singularity head on. They decide to retreat, and one of the players sets up a flashbang. Then Singularity re-aggresses yet again. There's a second flashbang coming in from Team Secret. Now Singularity has almost all of the members out of Longhouse, and I really wondered how that one's going to play out, but not as all 3 books. Mertz does go down eventually. I guess that's one of the main reasons why Singularity hasn't really gone for the bomb plant just yet. They really want to make sure Percy does not live another second. And Yabi, even though he's more than aware of the player's positioning, looks like everyone's just going to gang up on Percy and make sure this guy is out. And Yabi, 1 tap. Easy pickup.
Often people feel like Mertz is the Swiss Army knife of Singularity. The player always looked at as the guy who effectively carries the squad through. But there are definitely other talents on that team. Hoping to see Percy spark up a little bit in this series.
Yeah, you're right about it, because a guy like Percy, we've seen him step up in the previous matchups, and he was the one acquiring so many openings there for Team Secret, and this game, he does seem to be quite absent. Celebratory, not a surprise or a pleasant one. He actually finds a couple players, eliminates one, and Anarquez goes down to the process. So if you're Singularity, you've eliminated 2 players towards short. That should get you thinking, right, 2 players down towards short, maybe the A-bomb set is ill-defended. Maybe this is the opportunity where the guy towards Longhouse could actually go out for the aggressive play. That could be his time to shine. That's exactly what he's doing right now. Tucks him down, flash from his teammate. It's not as effective as he wanted it to be. And Simpsy drops the bomb carrier, but quickly is traded out. So at this point, if you are Singularity, you have a massive edge heading to this round. You can pick up the bomb and really go wherever you want. There's really no bad choice. However, if you're making the choice, yeah, probably not the B-bomb site. You know where Percy's playing from. Might as well avoid him and go towards the A-bomb site.
That's totally unnecessary from Mertz. He knows that Percy was close to B or on B anyway, because the smoke he threw about 6 seconds before that, or more like 8 seconds, but still, the smoke was thrown. There's no way in that time he's decided to leave the site, so it's going to be pretty clear that someone's there. That's just him pushing for the kill at that point, and obviously lucky Percy's going to save, he's not going to go for it, but you have to be super careful in these scenarios to not be overzealous and start giving away kills because you want to get aggressive. That's the one downside to being the star talent like Mertz, is he's great at getting these frags, he just needs to manage that, because I'm hesitant of him getting over aggressive in this series. With that said, Percy isn't going to be gunning for this round, so he will just be saving the AWP. That at least is something given over to Team Secret, which is something, to be clear, they wouldn't have going into this round if Mertz had leave it up, so that's pretty valuable at least.
I guess you have to look at it that way. As an operator, as a star player in the roster, you always have to find this fine line between being aggressive and confident. If you're going to be way too aggressive and overconfident, you could really just lose a lot of silly duels. But other times, if you time it correctly, you might just be able to find the opening frag that you must need, the much needed opening frag for your team. So it's definitely not an easy balance to hold. Some of the best players, the best operators out there also seem to struggle with it. Percy, well, in his hands, it is the big green. is looking towards top mid. Not going to spot out a single soul. That Singularity around here in the tunnels. Gathering, having a discussion, and cooking up a game plan.
Wonder if Amadeus can make the close range Eagle shot land. There's the answer. Snaps back for the AK-47. That's a trade up and a half. Next in line to step up, though, will have to be Tudson. Noxie's kind of filling in the gaps, but Tudson really has to land. Fortunately, taken down by the AK. Thankfully, Anarchez slips in from behind. Lines him up, gets the dull.
Well, now, isn't this just the quality of Team Secret? Pistols for almost everyone, one lonesome player on the AWP, and that for them is more than enough to win a round. This has been a common occurrence here for Team Secret, their speciality, if you will. Being capable of winning some of these rounds really comes down to their individuals being damn good at with the pistols, but there are also some mistakes I guess you could look at, especially in that round. Singularity, not a lot of information, don't really know what's going on at the bomb site, and then boom, you pop out and they're like 3 players trying to gun you down, and it's a difficult situation for a team like Singularity to be at.
But obviously deep in pit has the crossfire with his teammate here. A lot of pressure from Long, and the smoke acts as a really nice shroud. But look at the aggression from Synopsy. Just wide swings door, lands all 3 kills, runs out of ammo for the 4th. That's the reason why he has to back away. Otherwise, that's a guaranteed kill as well. Ugh, easy pickings.
I gotta say though, Synopsy, fine work there with the M4. And Team Secret, you know, slowly but surely, they're actually getting back into this matchup, you know, just a string of few rounds so far, sure, but the way they've been playing, something tells me they're in a fine position to acquire that 6th one. Suddenly, if it's a 9-6 scoreline, it doesn't look that bad. If you don't allow your opponent to reach double digits, that is cause worth fighting for. In this case, with that kill from Phoenix, looks like there's going to be a lot of fighting on the B set right now. Anarchez finds the first shot, but does not land the second one. Anarchez, on the other hand, overlooks the double doors. A lot of kills coming through right now. And this time around, the offensive towards the B-bomb site is a massive success. They have full control here. Synopsy is going to come in, but again, he's late to the party. He will be punished because of it. 10 rounds here for Singularity as they do reach double digits, and this is quite the convincing scoreline for them. Really is.
I think Singularity would be chuffed with how that's gone, to be honest, especially given that a lot of people, myself included, didn't really put a huge amount of faith in them going to this best of 3. So demonstrating that starting on Dust 2 was a success for them, I think that's a big part of this. They are definitely showing up on a map that they look well drilled on, which obviously playing it just a moment ago has a huge benefit there, but also they're just playing good Counter-Strike, has to be said.
It has to be said. And now Team Secret here at the T side. I would like to say this could be the area of the map or the side of the map in which they can excel at. This is the great thing about a map like this too. If you got your individuals who are more than confident to take game duels, they can change the tide of the game. And Team Secret strike me as one of those teams. Now they are fighting for some long control here. You are going to be seeing the one smoke being thrown out and the second one to cross safely on the bomb site. The rotation is here from Singularity though. Synopsy moving in. He does get a frag on one of these players. Overwhelms the second guy. That will allow Team Secret to plant the bomb, but as I say so, this is a 3-on-3 in which Thomas sees a massive gap in the smoke. He could really abuse it at this point. Make his way up here. The slope, he's not hitting those shots. And Yabby is stuck here, trying to tap away, losing bullets, losing his life. And Team Secret, that will be a successful commitment the A bomb site. Initially, though, Singularity, they do find the first one. But the great thing is about this push from Team Secret is they didn't slow down. They kept the pressure strong, and they were able to wrap around the two players that didn't even expect them to be that close.
Yeah, though they were turned for an anti-flash, which was really odd, because on a pistol round, I think they were expecting that one piece of utility to be a smoke flash combo, but with two smokes being thrown, I guess I can understand why they're expecting a flash, but it's just so unfortunate for them. Both players being turned the opposite direction, ready to flick back post-flash. It just never arrived. They were just shot with their backs turned. Not a great start here either, unfortunately, of course. Singularity spending into this one in full to try and compete in round 17. Already losing a player early on and potentially about to lose a second as well if they're not careful as the battle towards long rages onwards. Synopsy taking it solo as the rest of his team take a fight in mid. If the scout drops in CT, it's going to be dead. And it is. That's a really unfortunate battle. They have no information about mid being taken at all, so when the scout drops in, it's kind of at this moment he knew, because there's nothing he can do when you drop in like that. You just... never gonna happen. That's rough.
I wonder if Yabi can survive the situation. They shouldn't really check towards the car position, but he probably is gonna reveal himself. No? He's got opportunities. Gets only the one. Whatever, though. The force bite is not a success, and that was quite clear from the get-go. Mert's top is being softened up, and this split as well. No utility, no nothing, which is quite surprising, you could say, but you can see the reasoning behind it. If, say, you're Team Secret, you want to cross towards the B-bomb site through middle, if you chuck in that smoke grenade, you might think, right, in a proper gun round, no one's really going to be pushing through a smoke like that. That is a very risky move to make. But in a round like that, when their opponents are on pistols, you can for sure expect someone to do so. So it's better off to just go for the straight up aim duel, hope to win it, and then you have a much easier task ahead of you. And speaking of aim duels, there's some here going on in middle. It's a shootout here, target practice, and Team Secret. So far, the dummies are fallen, and every single one of them will be taken care of. That's going to be the 8th here for Team Secret as they win the pistol, the force bite, and the subsequent round right after. But now, this is the real task ahead of them.
I'm really interested to see what they decide to do in this round, actually, because as you say, this is kind of one of the most crucial rounds that show us what the second half is going to start to look like. And at 8 to 10, there's not many rounds to mess around with here, so they have to start early on. Looks like Secret are going to get very aggressive towards long. Flashes galore. Goes 1 for 1, but in the end, it's Synopsy double kill spray down. Again, pure class from him today as he just connects to both of those frags. This band has been an entry machine.
This is where the Team Secret players are really firing it up here. Synopsy as well. Those two kills that you're talking about. Ooh, important. Mert gets the guy in pit. That is such a hard shot to hit. Apparently, Mert's got what it takes to hit it. At this point, though, on Arquez, around with the AWP, hoping to challenge Mertz, because once you eliminate Mertz, suddenly taking care of the A-bomb site hit becomes a lot easier. And Arquez slowly but surely will begin to shift his way towards the site. That seems to be very likely at this point. And now with 45 seconds on the clock, Team Secret really got to make up their minds which one of the bomb sites they really want to pursue, because Percy right now, he can do a lot in this round. He can just hold that position to shut down any flanks. He could be himself part of the push by joining the players by coming up from short, or he might even consider going down middle. Now with that smoke grenade being thrown out and the second smoke that should be thrown out for the cross, players from Singularity will be more than aware of what's going on. And Percy, he is in a prime position to at least win a one aim duel, but he's been spotted in CT spawn, meaning the guys from long have to do all the heavy lifting now. The bomb needs to go down, and Mertz tries to go for the wall. Bang! Oh, it's not gonna land. And Juan Flatro goes down, but Undercast survives, and he now knows the positioning of the last player. He needs to land this one shot. This one shot is all he needs, but oh, he's getting tagged. And now he needs to survive. He knows the positioning of the player, but he is so low on HP. And if Celebrate wants, the jump shot is up for grabs, and he's gonna get it. The jump shot connects, and Celebrate wins the round.
He's gonna be absolutely furious.
Fuming. I thought you were gonna say fuming.
That would be the British way to do it, wouldn't it? It would.
Oh wow. I mean, can you really blame him in that position? I mean, that's the problem, you know. Honored guest, first of all, he gets the ding. So already you're gonna be aware that the guy is low in HP.
Well, he seemed a little
going
bit
for the
lost
jump
there,
shot?
to be honest. Like, it's almost like he got surprised that he was shot from CT.
Yeah, because when he was overlooking towards CT spawn, he didn't really notice the player on his left-hand side that was being covered up by the little hill there, or the slope, shall I say. So yeah, he was a little bit shocked, really realizing where the bullets came from, but now we do know that Yabi, he's firing off that from Moss and getting a kill on Juan Flatro. Team Secret, they're making their way out of Longhouse, but it's a little bit disjointed, but it still works out. A couple kills in their favor. Yes, Tetson and Percy are quite low in HP. The big problem, though, Mertz is on the other side, ready and waiting for these players to just try and challenge him. Mertz is ready to take the duel.
May well be ready, but I wonder if they're looking for him. The answer seems to be he'll miss his shot. Baited the MP9, though. Dare I say that's kind of smart? When they get the kill on him, they immediately swing into the SMG, and it's a case of bowling at that point. He just needs to hit the strike.
I mean, that's also the great thing about the MP9 is that if it comes down to eliminating opponents that are quite low in HP, I mean, it's just a perfect gun now, isn't it? And fire it is so quick. And in that situation, it does wonders. Eliminates those free players, shreds them like paper. Mertz, on the other hand, might want to be a bit more careful here, being softened up by the pistol. Now probably his teammate as he tries to back away, and he surely does secure back to safety. Tabis acquires a couple kills. This is turning out to be like a very good round for Singularity, as Queenix on the other side will shut down one more. And with that bomb being dropped, that's the end of this round. Round 21 will go in favor of Singularity, unless Tutson is able to hit some crazy ego headshots. Speaking of which, that's a good one.
Any more left in the bank, Hudson? There's the answer. Not so much. Of course, just looking to do damage at this point. The actual win is well and truly off the table, but the more he can do here, the less that's carried forward into round 22, so always a benefit. Surprised no one's just come short and killed him yet. Eventually that 1D will happen, so I do need to put him in the grave sooner rather than later.
Bad effort, I'd say, from Tutson. He gave it a go, but obviously, you know, in a situation like that, it's quite hard to accomplish much. But now, let's not dwell too much on the past. Let's take a look at the present here. 13-8 at the current scoreline here. Singularity again getting ever so closer to achieving that victory. As we do see the situation, Mertz for the early engagement here towards Longhouse. No one, but really mean no one from Team Secret is going for that engagement. You see Juan Flatro, though, on the other hand, abusing the off chucked in by the opposition to get the frag and Celebrate. That is one hell of an opening to acquire if you're Team Secret. Now, this could prompt a straight-up commitment on the bomb side, but instead, they have the man advantage. So they can do whatever they want, and Juan Flatro is going for a very interesting journey right now. The smoke grenade is about to fade, and Tabis should be able to spot out Juan Flatro first. No, he's not aware of it. Juan Flatro secures the second frag, so at this point of your Team Secret, oh, you're running into Yabi! Oh, that's massive! Yappy, that was some sublime positioning. And now Tetson recovers the bomb. He's gonna make his way onto the bomb site, and he will try to plant that bomb.
He'll get away with it, and this is huge, because not only does he get away with the plant, but he's given the freedom to effectively decide how he wants to play this from an afterplant perspective. He doesn't want to cross, I would imagine, but he can decide if he wants to get more aggressive towards CT. He could have been up playing on boxes for sure. There's kind of a lot of options for him here because it's just how far away the two Singularity players are. Now with the bomb ticking on down, they're all going to push him practically one-on-one. Thankfully, Phoenix will hit a shot. A round will be secured. And Singularity move to 14 rounds. So close to securing map number 1.
And this as well. Yabi. I didn't even think that he's going to be in such a perfect position, but that was just such a perfect storm. You know, one of the players, Juan Flatro, gets the 2 kills in the B bomb site, so obviously it's the best choice you can make. If you're the terrorist, you're just going to make a swift rotation towards the B bomb side because it is empty. What you're not expecting is a player to still remain in middle. That's where Yabi comes in. He's in middle. He is able to catch the players who are rotating away. Easy pickings for him. And Mertz, this has been a while since we've seen proper aggression towards shorts. He's even thinking of going for the re-peek here. Does he really want to go for it though? He's already got quite the advantage position. Synapsy gets the tag, and Mertz goes in for more. This guy is on fire right now. He is unstoppable.
Almost like a standard day in the life of Mertz, though, isn't it? I mean, this is just a daily occurrence for him at the moment. The guy is just an absolute talent. Love this aggressive position, too. The minute they want to even get some semblance of a long push, but just let Mertz speak for itself. I mean, that was just another tasty kill. (15 to 8 now. Team Secret would have a hell of a way back. They wanted to try and make this game theirs. Weaponry-wise, not looking too pretty either. Very limited utility. I see 2 scouts in play. So, not going to be feeling too good about this one. I think we may be looking at the end of our first map here, folks. I'll have to wait and see exactly how it plays out, but 2 scouts is never a good start. To their credit, they found 2 tags on Tabiz and on Mertz. Hudson has found that kill on towards Yabi as well, so all in all, the A site looking ripe for the picking.
Phoenix with the wild spray here actually kills Percy in that position. But they're really focused on short right now. There's one area of the map they seem to have completely forgot about, and that is long. Mertz has been smoked off, or has he though, because there's still a massive gap. One player crosses, Phoenix is there, sprays connecting, and Mertz does go down eventually. There is still the opportunity for Singularity to bounce back from this one, as Team Secret will be in a position to plant the bomb. Now, of course, both players gonna make their way through short. Synapsy and Juan Flatro, players on the bomb side. They don't really have a lot of leeway, and that Molotov is perfect. That's going to force out one of the players out of position. He is now playing a default, and now we even see the boost. Perfect by Cellrate, but will they expect Juan Flatro to be here? He's holding the angle. Oh, and he misses the first couple of shots. That's a big problem. What's even worse is the fact that they also have a Krieg at their possession. So even though Juan Flatro might have seemed to have taken the best and most optimal angle, he's gonna get wrecked by the M4. Plenty of time, I believe, on the defuse here. And yeah, Singularity is gonna make it work here, Flakes. 16 to 8, and Singularity come out on top against Team Secret.
Really nicely done towards the tail end of that match. It's unfortunate that Juan Flatro is the man you're relying on there. He was exceptionally quiet in map number 1 for Team Secret. If they want to bounce back in map 2, they will have to step up. Join us, folks, for the potential conclusion of this series in 5 minutes' time.
Going through the smoke, watch it. Gonna go down, watch it with the AW
Position, Earthshaker's moving in as well. Echo Slam connects on the 2. Back row tire down as well.
always wins the brawl. Or can we cast the curse in? There we go.
Lootbet.
It's It's amazing how much I love betting on esports. It's so cool. What's even better is when I can use Cash Out. Wait, you didn't know about Cash Out? Cash Out is when you can get your stake back even when your bet is going against you. Just one hit and your money is safe. So go to Lootbet to cash out now.
You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. Like you, be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one, only one. I was an ordinary boy until I broke the rules. My life destroyed, life destroyed. Until I walk awake, scream my mind, I shout, the ground shakes. How much can I take? My mind will break. Will it break? Can I take? Can I be your superhero? Superhero. Can I be your superhero? Superhero. 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 Fly away. It's the first time of today. Today. To dream, believe. You are the strength, you're all I need. Need. Oh, gonna give it a shot. Only one of me to shield you all from the enemy. You're a superhero. You're a superhero. Can I be your superhero? Superhero. 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 Can I be
Welcome back, folks, to map number 2, Team Secret versus Singularity. It's a killer best of 3, and it's the grand finale of the Lootbet European qualifier. One spot up for grabs. It all comes down to this. Will be seeing a 2-0 victory for Singularity. The upset, I would consider. I think it's a fair argument that this was an upset, and a lot of people came into this thinking Team Secret. Easy pickings. Or are we going to a third map to decide this one after all? What is your opinion, Danny? Give me a cold and fast answer. Is it a third map, or is it all done here?
A third map. I see a world in which a third map is absolutely possible because Singularity, we've seen them play Mirage in the past, and even today when they played against Blue Jay, I wouldn't call it atrocious, but it wasn't a good T side, for example. They were able to
scrappy, right?
Okay,
I think that's probably the positive way to describe it, to be honest. It was, it had some holes, for sure.
Okay, so 4 rounds being acquired, not good enough, but, and here's the big but, 11 rounds on the CT side. Singularity is definitely capable of picking up rounds on the CT side here on Mirage, so if they're able to kick things off in that part of the map, maybe it's possible, and there we go. With the 9th round being picked up, I am almost 100% sure, yep, they're going to be switching sides, and if they actually get that early start, you know, that early start that they must have needed against the game in Blue Jays, heck, maybe they could actually still pull through. But all in all, I'm still thinking that a third map should be a possibility here.
We'll have to see how it plays out. I feel like the first sort of 8 rounds are going to be most critical in this game, at least for... to be honest, I'd stand by that. I think the first 8 rounds are really going to have a huge effect on the outcome here, because I do agree Singularity need to start strong on their CT side in order for this to be worth something. Let's see the Singularity. Look, let's dive straight through connector. I mean, just no care in the world. Secret testing them on the T side as they tap them down towards A. Juan Flatro getting a great hit towards Palace. Accelerate does respond, but the rest of his team kind of almost too little too late. And 1 on 3 already. Not the greatest of starts. But Singularity were never a pistol team, so let's... I'm going to still hold some positivity. Let's see what they can do, I suppose, in future rounds. But the pistol, pretty much done.
It truly is at this point, but I'm surprised to know that Team Secret had so much free room in that situation. Like, they were able to run down middle all the way to connector on the A-bomb side, as if they were speed demons. They were so quick on it that the players from Singularity were a bit confused on how quickly they were able to make their way on the A-bomb side. So maybe that's something they're going to look for in the nearby future, because here they just were out of the round so fast because Team Secret were fast themselves.
Speed of Gonzalez. That's all I have to add to that.
That's a good one. I was going for the classic, you know, speed demon through Ivy into our connector.
That's old school. That's old school.
It
Love
is,
it though. You know what's sad about that is there are people who, I reckon there are people who play the game. There's probably folks at home who don't know what you're referring to.
Oh. Yeah.
Folks, if you have no idea what we're talking about, I have one piece of advice for you. It's to open up youtube.com, go to the search bar and type in ZBlock CS. And that's all you need to do. Watch that and then you will be forever enlightened.
Too much for Z-Block. Accelerate. Ooh. Let's go down. Trying to make the game here and Singularity doing some fine shooting, but Tetsun replies. That AK-47 of his, free kills being picked up, and out of nowhere the kill feed goes in favor of Team Secret, even though initially, you know, we saw some of the players from Singularity winning the gunfights, looking pretty good. Then it just crumbled there at the A-bomb. I'm not really sure what happened there.
Yeah, it's pretty poor, to be honest. Started out like it had something to it, but unfortunately fell apart. Mostly down to the AK, to be fair, towards Sandwich, just opening up jungle so well. Fortunately, I think that's a byproduct just to the mismatch in firepower.
So I'm guessing this is the type of you shouldn't expect too much out of the voice from Singularity. Okay, maybe not entirely case. There's some damage being dealt. There's some kills going their favor. Honor Cass should be dropping dead, and he does. Now it's all up to Percy. Singularity.
How is
Excuse
that
me?
the first round that they pick up? Is the P250 USP?
I don't know. I really don't know at this point. That is just unbelievable how much success they found here. Like, what in the world? I did not expect that the pistols will reign supreme against rifles, Yabi, and Queenix. I mean, gee. I mean, that's just the quality of Team Secret, isn't it? It's not like this is the first time we get to witness them win a round on the back of just pistols. You know, some USBs, some Deagles, P250s here and there. This seems to be like consistent quality of this team. Well, on Flacho, we're gonna move on in here. Yabi does hit the deck very quickly, if I'm being honest. Queenix holds his ground at the A-bomb, sit for as long as he can, but the problem is players coming from all sides. Can he win him? Well, he can with the help of Mertz. He's pulled out the big green, and Celebrate looks towards Connector as he's expecting some of these naughty terrorists to make their way on the A side.
Bish Bash Bosh, 2 for 2. Relatively clean, all things considered. Kind of an odd replay. Not a huge amount going on there. What really matters in the 1-2 to what we're watching is round 5 here. Now, this is going to be crucial. Team Secret looking to make sure that Singularity do not start to get ahead on that CT side. We talked about it. We're waiting for it. The AWP is here. Mertz looking for the shot. Unable to find it. Yeah, he's straight aggressive down mid. Anarchez going for a balls to the wall move. Shot 1 lands. The Krieg to finish it off. What a play. Look at the damage done top mid right now. What a start.
That's so much good work now. Yabi with the AUG. Synapsy is trying to sneak his way through here, being as quiet as he can. The problem is that he's gonna get checked, and none of the bullets land on the designated target. That was supposed to be Tubbs. Percy and Tutson, though, they're alive. They're together. That's nice. The problem is, though, they need to find so many CTs and Tutson. As he's scoping in here with the AWP, looking for what he can find here. He's not gonna see anything as of yet. The smoke grenades blocking off his vision, that's for sure. Let's see. There's a player on the other side, Tetsun. Just a little bit. Oh, will be taken care of. There's Yabi coming in. Mertz as well. And that Singularity with a pretty clean round here, Flakes. I mean, this is the type of rounds that you want to see here from Singularity in the CT side. Very clean, very concise. Because they are a team. That's the one thing we got to note. This is a proper team at play here. And now you got these individuals stepping up as well. Of course, we can tout Mertz for his open capabilities, but we got to give props to Yabi as well in that round. With the AG, able to find those free kills, impeccable stuff.
The thing is as well, just seeing how clean it is really just shows the potential strength of Singularity's CT side, which lends itself to what we talked about right at the start, which is that we're expecting some great things here. And not only that, I think we're expecting this to be the only time for great things, to put it quite bluntly. If they want to win, it's going to be by building rounds up on their CT side and getting, I would almost argue, that kind of 11-4 scoreline again. Without that, I'd say this is a really tough one to sell.
Oh, wow. 11-4. Thinking about it right now, Singularity, do they have what it takes to do so? I don't know. I mean, they've shown us the past. I mean, they've done it against Blue Jays, but I'd say the Team Secret is a whole different beast. They're much more unpredictable. It's a lot harder, I believe, to play against this roster Team Secret because they're more talented, I'd like to say, than the Blue Jays individuals. And I believe Team Secret should be a bit more of a feistier opponent to face, even though in Dust 2 it may not seem like it. Creed is still going for the hunt. Oh, wins the first team duel. That's quite nice. problem is though, Team Secret eventually hit the A-bomb side because of it, because their plan has been somewhat compromised. In fact, there are a couple players towards A ramp could signal Singularity what's going on, but instead, Team Secret will change things up. Tubbs though, there are already players towards short. He's been able to spot him out. Problem is, he's by his lonesome. He needs some backup, and the backup's not going to arrive anytime soon. There's already a player on the side, and that leaves Team Secret in a very optimal position. They've eliminated the only bomb site defender, and even though Underkez missed that shot, that's not going to be a big deal. They have full B bomb site control. That bomb is going to get planted, and if anything, Singularity just going to have to run away from this one. They just can't go for the retake.
The minute the bomb gets planted on B, that's an immediate save, and it all crumbles because of, unfortunately, just a player being able to sneak in short without that visibility for the B-site player. The B-site anchor needs to be able to focus on what's going on the B-site. He needs the calls coming in from mid on whether short is open. If short is open, then you have to kind of adjust your position for that. And in fairness to him, he was looking short. We could see sort of him swapping back and forth, but he left the right wall open. If you leave that right wall open, someone's always going to try and send it down there and see if they catch you by surprise. And in this case, they did. And these are the things they have to watch out for against Team Secret, who are going to be confident.
Yeah, that's a good opportunity for Team Secret to start building up some confidence, some momentum as well, for sure. Even though they quite recklessly lost that round to just the mere pistols of Singularity, this is early days in the first half. They can absolutely bounce back. It's not like that is a really changing round. If that would have happened in, say, the end of the second half, for sure, they could bang on them a bit more. But here, not so much. Oh, Celebrate, though, does go down eventually here in middle. The problem is, though, that Celebrate overstayed his welcome in middle. He did have his teammate alongside him, but his teammate decided to depart middle and play it safe. In the case of Celebrate, though, he stuck his ground, which eventually led to his death. No refrag, no nothing. In the case for Team Secret, they definitely have something. Mid control is in their hands, and Yabby might be able to try and stop at least some of these players, but of course with window smoke still blooming, now Team Secret will pick up the pace on the side. Mertz is here, Thomas has been able to find a frag, and the players are already in shop. Mertz definitely has the backup alongside him to deal with these players, but he does go down. Yabby now on the side, on the back of side, wins an important aim duel, and it's all up to Underkez. He's stuck there in short, and that's gonna be a very good double peek to eliminate the last player of Team Secret. Singularity have done it yet again. It's another gun round victory for them. Looked like Team Secret thought that they might have found the special sauce here, the special recipe of going towards the B bomb site. That's the area of the map where they found success previously, but here they had to face Mertz, and him being the opper, he's much more lethal for long range engagements.
The fact that Yabby's able to actually survive there is huge, though, because if the kill is not found towards the player bench, he 100% gets pushed. He's actually planning to swing that likely, that's why he throws the flash out to the left-hand side, but his teammate swoops in, saves the day, and that allows him to actually then repeat to the right, kill center site, and it kind of just opens up the round. So, yeah, kind of a wild turn of events, but really it comes down to just the team coming in and supporting him at the right time. Talking of support, Tudson boosts his teammate up into window, and this is huge. They have zero idea right now that someone is in jungle, but they didn't break the vent, and that could be a dead giveaway. Actually quite smart when you think about it. Perhaps they are aware that they've left that open.
That's the thing, though. If they are aware of it leaving open...
Yeah, they're checking it. Yabby's checking it.
Yeah.
That's why they must have left it open. They decided not to play mid, and therefore not breaking it, so they have the extra bit of visibility. Clearly aware that there's going to be a lot of pressure towards the B side, and that's why they've put more players there, ultimately. Well, if they could hold it. Bit of a different story, though. That smoke making life difficult. Synopsy swings, trades once more. Celebrate trying to hold on, but only so much he's able to do as he tries to shoot. Guess what? There's nothing left in the chamber. He just didn't keep track of how many bullets he'd used. Rookie mistake there, haunting him.
Oh. Very nice alley-oop. Now Queenix gonna move on in. He does have his teammate quite far away from the action, so Looks like it's not meant to be. Mertz is just gonna have to save the AWP at this point. Guess he can still look for some engagements towards short for any of the players that want to try and challenge him, which could be a big mistake because Mertz has got the big gun. It looks like, yeah, the weapon will be saved here for Singularity, but you have to admit, even though eventually they leave the window open, believing that, oh, if anyone does make the push through window, worst case scenario, I mean, they have to break the wall, don't they? And if they do, that's a sound cue. Then you know that someone's going to make that push. But the problem is, though, in that hectic scenario on the B push, no one was really paying too much attention to what was going on in Windows. So still, a player like Synapse just breaks it, makes his way through shop, and is able to find those two very important kills. First guy, then the second player, and almost the third guy as well. So you got to wonder, was it worth it to leave window open? Or was that a mistake from the part of Singularity?
That is a question I wish we had the answer to, but I don't think we ever will. Ooh, an aggressive move here. On the T side, straight down through mid, just ducking and weaving. Neither player, though, able to catch each other. Instead, Yabi becomes the man to watch here as Percy waltzes into his crosshair. He hasn't quite seen him, and as he does, he whiffs. Becomes a bloodbath on B, though. Mertz holding down the fortress now. It's going to be on him to catch the next player, and he does so beautifully. And cares to try and snipe back in from apartments. And get the first and the second, creating the one-on-one, and he knows exactly where this player is coming from, that being short. Now, does have to go and get the bomb. That's a slightly rough part of the situation, but thankfully, Accelerate gives him the time by going underpass.
Oh, the big problem right now for Arquez is that he must check so many angles, but he's going to be wary that, okay, no one seems to be coming from shop. How about short? No one seems to be coming from short. So he might begin to look over towards the apartments, or even better, he's going to reposition himself to now focus on short and now the apartments. He's playing this one to perfection right now. If anyone's going to be feeling pressure, it has to be Celery, because he needs to check the angles. He's going to make a lot of noise right now, and because of it, that should be a kill and the clutch for Arquez. He pulls it out of the bag. Some fine shooting with the AWP. It all starts off with a kill onto Mertz as he eliminates the second player, making his way out of shop. Maybe that's the big problem for Celery, is that he takes such a long time to eventually make his way into the side that allows Arquez to, okay, be clear that shop is empty, short is empty. Where is the last position the player can come from? It has to be the apartments.
Even then, without being super clear on it, the fact that he was just aware that it was a potential option meant that he started to push himself towards bench, and the closer he gets towards market, even in the end, if Arquez does push market, that's still not so bad. He can still win the duel being close against the wall, playing garbage or something like that. So just really smart for him to take that positioning. So it means that no matter what happens, he's in the best possible place to be. That said, this round, a bit of a bloodbath. Nothing really to say, just Secret kind of plowing their way on towards the B site right now. And dare I say it, feels like they might have found a chink in the defenses of Singularity. And it's in the shape of the B site.
Yeah, so far these past couple of rounds have been successful hits here by Team Secret. Well, it also depends how you look on the previous round where Arquez won the clutch, because technically the hold was good from Singularity. It's just that when it came down to the clutch, that's when Arquez was able to come out on top. Right now we do have a situation where Mertz is desperately, and I really mean so, trying to save that AWP because he bought it into this round, hoping it to have some kind of impact. Right now, there's not a single player to find, and yeah, better off saving that big green, which will be useful in this round because all of his teammates have money. Now they're going to have a proper investment here. Now, one of the things I kind of missed from the Singularity defensive here is actually try to play a bit more aggressively, because that's what we saw initially in the first half. We saw a few players trying to push up top mid, try to win those aim fights, and maybe this is something they might try to do yet again.
Perhaps. I mean, it's been something that's been very often in this game, so definitely an opportunity. Do see that mid aggression straight through the chair. Shots going either way. You can see just the impact of the AWPers here. Both Mertz and Arquez getting picks in the first 20 seconds of the round. Can't help but feel like Accelerate is in a position to go huge right now, like just a little too late. Unfortunately, if he was probably 3 seconds earlier, I argue chance at a double kill there, if not a singular frag. Doesn't quite pan out that way though. Hindsight is 20/20 after all.
Well now, do you have a couple players close by the A-bomb side? Mertz has got vision. Perfect. As he eliminates one of the players trying to cross, Krenix as well chimes in with a kill. Now the Team Secret players are feeling pressure. Mertz tries to go on through the smoke. He obviously is not expecting Juan Flatro to be already on the stairs positioning, and now at 40 seconds, there's one big problem as well. Team Secret are taking such a long time to plant that bomb. There's already Thomas coming in with the big flank, so they want to try and face these guys towards CT spawn, hope to get the frags here, but the problem is though, bomb does get planted. They're hyper focused on CT spawn right now, which is good for Singularity. Thomas needs to get into position ASAP. Juan Flatro moving in for the kill. He's out here shotgunning them with the op, and now Krenix, he needs to do something. He needs to find that frag, or in fact Thomas will do it for him. And now Undercast switches out the weapons, and he does die eventually, but that was quite the high pressure situation there for Singularity. Yeah, it looked like Thomas coming in with the flank that has to seal the deal, but you know, once I see the 8th OP in the hands of Juan Flatro, I was wondering, oh, this is quite scary. How is he still alive in that position?
I mean, he used it like a shotgun. Look at him go, just rattling shots into the barrels here. But with that said, he's also falling victim to the grander strategy there, which is keep his eyes on CT for as long as physically possible, so that we can get our player out Palace. He can then kind of split the CTs in two, which he did. He basically created two 2v1s. So despite him getting a little bit of a chance to get a kill or two, all in all it works wonders because he's an easy frag to find. Result still is 6-6 as well, keep in mind. Singularity taking Team Secret toe for toe right now.
Yeah, it's definitely not the same dominant showing as they gave us in the game against Blue Jays. Guess though, I think he saw a glimpse of the CT armor. Still, they're not going to be a frag. We do see an exchange here between Sinapsy and Tob. Is that grenade though? Ooh. Very good angle thrown out there. The dunk there, and Tob is man is still alive and kicking. Whereas Sinapsy, on the other hand, still just going to stay around here. And I'm surprised that Lonesome Sinapsy here, you know, just firing off shots, throwing in a couple grenades, has forced a 4-man rotation on the B-bomb side. Now they decided to go back, but yeah, Sinapsy doing some fine work. And another grenade coming in, getting some more damage here in Tabas, but eventually Team Secret ploy is becoming very obvious at this point. Control towards middle, shots being fired in the apartments. It has to be B-side hit, and it is! Percy comes in through short, and he finds 2 players with that AK-47. That suddenly ends it here for Singularity. What more can they do? Team Secret come in through short in the apartments. They eliminate the 2 defenders. That's round over for the Danes.
Absolute disaster. And I can't help but feel like they should have clocked on to the fact that Team Secret are just rinsing the B-side right now. It feels like literally we haven't seen that there are tumbleweeds on ramp. Definitely feel like that's something they should be seeing through, but unfortunately just doesn't seem to be clicking. Getting caught out this time again by short action. Previous rounds it's been 3-4 players just contacting out. These are the little things that are going to make closing this one out difficult.
Yeah, that's true. The big problem right now for, I'd say a team like Singularity is that the rounds have been some back and forth. And it's always a big problem for the city side economy because you're not able to properly build it up. So you have to go for some partial investment here or there, or you have to pull out some of those SMGs and pistols, which is something they've done in this round. They kind of invest, but also not at the same time. I mean, you got a CZ-75 and an MP9 holding on to the site. Well, with that bomb carrier going down very quickly, Accelerate's going for more. can't really blame the guy. He wanted to take the fight to his opponents, and with the MP9, it's probably the best weapon to do it with. Greenix, good kill here on Juan Flatro, and now the rotation is very swift from Singularity because the bomb was dropped so quickly, and suddenly it's only Undercast remaining, and Singularity pull it through. I mean, look at the defensive here, Flakes. It's MP9 and the CZ. That's it.
It's so odd how this plays out. The crucial picks come through the smoke as well there. It's wild. Especially when you look at the fact that there are times of over-aggression. Again, it's those little mistakes, but somehow it then chalks up to a victory for them. I mean, Mertz gets a crucial AWP frag. Let's not discredit that as well. Right as his teammates get the picks close ramp, he steps in from jungle, I believe, and grabs another frag from Palace. That's obviously hugely impactful, so it's also just another case of Mertz showing why he is just a critical addition to this Singularity lineup. Lack of utility for this T-side going to be problematic as well now. They have really nothing they can use to force their way on a site. Ironically, it's smoking your almost yourself off there. With Renee Palace. Yeah. To be fair, he's probably smoking it off so he can drop off and leave, which he has done. He's decided to go ramp, so will they be aware of the fact that someone is there?
Well, now this is a position which the bomb has been dropped.
This is wild,
Team
right? They've come through Palace and they're in ramp. Yet we've got CTs in ramp and CTs in CT. Like, this round makes no sense.
Don't worry, we don't have to suffer for it any longer, as it's a victory here for Singularity. They pull through at the end. They secured themselves an 8-7 scoreline. Can't say it's the most convincing of halves, but they have that little bonus of having that one round extra.
Let's see if they keep up that pistol round streak. They've not exactly had the greatest success today, pistol Singularity.
Yeah, they don't really have that much of a track record. It comes down to pistol round victories. They can finally break the streak of their opponents. And actually, Singularity going to keep things pretty simple. Thought the two guys in top mid will move up very quickly towards connector. They are moving in now. There is a Molotov thrown out at the window position, so they can really hurry up right now. Tabis can actually just make his way with the jump. Oh, doesn't land it. Gets to press spacebar or mouse wheel. Almost makes it through. And at this point, Singularity do have the bomb side. Yabby comes in to deal with one of these players. A bomb plant should be imminent as Yabby picks up more here for the team. We can see free players from Team Secret coming out from CT spawn. They have such a difficult time, yet they are getting some of these cracks here. Greenix pops out. It's suddenly a 2-on-2 in Singularity. They still have a good chance of winning this round as Celery does go down. This puts Juan Flatro in quite the awkward position. He can't really stick the 10-second defuse. He needs to go for the frag first, and yes, he's not going to anticipate Yabby's positioning. That will be Singularity coming out on top. There we go. This round actually goes in their favor, but I got a little bit scared here when, alright, Yabby comes to kill Mertz as well. When the free players were making out of city spawn, they were actually winning the aim duels. You know, Singularity was more than willing to go out there and fight these players, which could have really come back to bite them.
It's just nice to see them bag a pistol around for once. He's good. This sets them up hugely for the second half. Genuine enthusiasm for them there, because that is just going to be so impactful for their journey now for this 2-0 attempts. I mean, a lot of people have doubt in them, myself included. I think we all thought that the general consensus, us, the wider community, was this is a 2-1 now for Secret, just constantly pushing down on Singularities. They have no chance here, but they really are performing, and this second pistol round victory is going to be huge for them. What's not ideal is getting tapped down by CZ. That is problematic, but can they get the SMGs in here to clean house and save the day? That is the question. They're coming in at range. So far, so good. It's looking relatively positive. Mertz needs to find the frag either towards stairs or just go and handle the CT situation. One of the two things, but we need big boy Mertz to come in and save the day. It seems like he will. Both kills CT secured. Last man remaining will be Connector. He's going to be sneaking out with the deagle in hand. Looks towards Palace. Position now known. This is where Queenix gets aggressive, shuts him down, and we have ourselves another Singularity round. But it wasn't exactly super simple.
No, it was quite frustrating to watch at first. Like, how is Singularity losing some of these aim duels? It really came down to Mertz just putting on these big boy boots. Just limiting the opposition, really. That was quite the weird round there. Eventually, Singularity do come out on top, but that was just way too close for comfort. They can set the record straight, though, at round number 18, because if you take a look at Team Secret, it is an eco. Your standard run-of-the-mill eco, where not a single player has invested in any Kevlar, thus making them easy targets. Should be at the very least, but you know how Counter-Strike is. It's a cruel mistress at times.
Counter-Strike is a savage game for anyone. Whether you're a competitive team player or a casual player, Counter-Strike is just straight savagery. We all love it. That's the most important thing. These pistols giving it a good crack on B, but for the most part, Singularity able to clean things up. I'm expecting to see a little bit of damage coming through on the likes of Anarquez, who will sneak in from behind. Nice to see Juan Flatro sort of getting into a bit more as well. I feel like he's had a much better performance here in the second map than the first.
Yeah, finally hitting his stride here. That's always good to see here. He's now a Team Secret. Whoa. Headshot coming in there onto Queenix's. This should be the end though. Absolutely, yeah. There we go. Player going down here at the shops. That's now 11 rounds here for Singularity. Thus having a pretty solid start here in the second half thus far. You know, they've got themselves the pistol round win, the subsequent rounds as well. This is, though, the big round we should be talking about. Both teams finally investing in proper weaponry. Rivals across the board, even an AWP in the hands of Anarquez. And a pause being taken. Not really sure which one of these teams has decided to take the timeout, but one thing is certain. These next couple of rounds are really important. This could actually either help Singularity to continue on with their momentum to eventually achieve victory in the second map, which actually be something we did not expect. Victory for Singularity in the second map? Or maybe it is Team Secret actually putting their own foot down and saying, right, it's time for us to take the win here on Mirage, because this is our own map pick.
Only time will tell. Folks at home, I want to get you involved in the action, so if you could do us a favour, we're curious to see which player are you supporting right now. If you're here with us watching through Twitch chat or other means, let us know the player's name, specifically your favourite player that you're here supporting right now. We're very curious to see who the most loved are. As Percy, Synopsy both step up to the plate here in round 19, both finding picks towards mid as Singularity's advantage there shut down. Likewise towards A as well. It's a complete travesty for Singularity. They are picked off at every piece of the map. Not a single success for them. 19, a complete whitewash.
Yeah, this time around, there's just no success whatsoever. They try to make their way out of Palace, out of Ramp. No success whatsoever. And now I can actually see one of the big problems here for Singularity is that the previous round where they were facing the Eagle, they lost a few bodies. We also remember that force buy from Team Secret. That was a round where Singularity lost 4 players. And technically, if all those rounds would have been clean, they're in a position to buy up yet again. But because they weren't clean, that's where they have to go for the Eco. Undercast, though, gets absolutely wrecked when Fletcher goes down as well. Suddenly, this becomes a doable hit for Singularity, and Synapse says no. He eliminates the couple players here in the bomb side. Yabi, though, then going around the B-bomb. Maybe he can get a frag. Nope. That's going to get a bullet in his face. That will be now 9 rounds here for Team Secret. Team Singularity, at the very least. We come back with the investment.
Oh, look. It's the same graphic from the other day. Mertz is playing Counter-Strike again, and what a surprise. He's got the most first kills, the most kills, and the most AWP kills. Who would have thought?
quite the gamer, I would say.
He is an absolute gamer, isn't he? He's been, to use some colloquial Counter-Strike terms, just absolutely beating the past few days, honestly. And in general, he's, I think, a key talent to this Singularity lineup. I honestly believe, Singularity, if you're listening, get him signed to a long contract stat, because this man is going to be off to great things. I think there's some wonderful opportunities for him in Counter-Strike if he continues to develop in the way he has done. Well, part of that is maturing a talent, and obviously playing with the team he's in now is a great chance for him to continue to mature in that way, so hopefully we continue to see better and better things from him.
Well, now, do you see Singularity maybe contemplating about possible boost up window? I mean, it is definitely a possibility here right now, considering that there's really no one trying to challenge in the middle. In fact, no one from the side of Secret is concerned about that part of the map, which is quite perplexing, I'd say. Are they feeling that confident that they're not even considering holding on to the middle? Just thinking that, right, let them come to the sides. We'll win the engagements then. 30 seconds. It's about time we do see some of those engagements. Mertz actually comes out on top of one of them. There's a bit of a crossfire there. Side and dark. Now we need to see the guy from CT spawn actually find some work. But no, he goes back into jungle. 17 seconds. Singularity need to move in. Tutson fires off with the M4, gets the private Gabby, and simply not enough time. 10 seconds. No, Tutson, he's going for the fight. Oh my goodness. Tutson, though, he probably had no idea how little time Singularity had in that round. Because it's the 1v1. You could very easily just get the hell out of there, and there would have been no time for Celebrate to win it. Ooh,
the hard part about that is, you can see in the replay, the moment he knew that he is messed up, because he whips out his knife and does a 180 while being shot, just to try and do whatever he can to get away. But
yeah,
unfortunately for him, just the minute the first bullet lands, there's no way he has the movement speed to get away. That's a done deal, and a round they really don't want to lose, because it just, I mean, look at the situation. Wild. Absolutely wild.
Again, I guess you could see, oh, I'm thinking about is that you mentioned about Mertz as well. It's important to note that, Flakes, is that Mertz has actually had those opportunities in the past. That's the thing. He was at first, I remember him playing at North Academy. He was also like a player, one of the better players in that roster. And he actually got picked up by North themselves. You know, he was part of the North roster. I think he might have won one.
He did have some good results there, but it's a case of time, I feel like, with some of these players. Like, there are some really good players right now on the market in Counter-Strike, signed to teams like the Singularities of the world, who are going to develop really quickly and continue to be something great, but they just need more time playing. That's just experience, right? Goes to anything. So hopefully we see more of those opportunities arise in the future. Maybe with Singularity, who knows? Qualify first, and this is proving to be a bit of a gauntlet for them. They do get themselves onto the B site at least. Molly as well should block Percy from being any more of a problem than he already seems to be. If that's a good nade, or not. That's a huge headshot though, Yabby, hello. Well, what a kill to find.
A 2-on-2 right now, that's really doable for Singularity. Queenix not going to drop down and plant the bomb just yet. I guess they're going to be playing the waiting game. I mean, you have so much time to work with, you might as well play it. A whole minute right now. Team Secret, at some point, they might begin to wonder, is this really the B-side hit? Or maybe they've actually gone back towards the A-bomb side. Team Secret don't really tell, but now it's pretty obvious. Yabi, good shot here on one of the players, but his position is compromised. Yabi, is he expecting the positioning of one Flatro? He swings out wide, and that was something what Flatro was looking for. Player swings, just a couple bullets to his body with the M4. That is a kill and a victory here for Juan Flatro. Now the clutch finally goes in favor of Team Secret. And it was a very tight affair between the two teams as well. 2-on-2. First one B side. I guess that will be That's also quite the start. You don't really get to see the Opper play so aggressively up top mid. Mostly it's a person with a rifle. Maybe some of the SMG who does not have proper rifle at play, but an Opper trying to shotgun the opposition.
Absolutely styling. That's the best way to describe it, I feel like. Bring a bit of style into the game, it seems. Singularity, though. Let's get serious for a second here. They're on the back foot. They have a 2-round advantage still, but their economy is in dire straits right now. They are looking to recover and start to build back up again. The greatest way to do that is to get SMGs aggressive out on the B site. Percy is having a mare. He's completely whiffed. Does get one for his troubles, though, so manages to make the best of it, all things considered, but the site is open now. Market is smoked off as well. Synopsy comes in from short. He gets shut down. The SMGs may have just been successful at getting the site.
Oh, this is scary territory right now for Team Secret. Because you have Underkaz, who's gonna get that FAMAS out of the way. Now he's trying to win the aim duel towards bench. That's incredibly difficult. No bomb plant though, and Accelerate's gonna go down. Juan Flatro peeks on out. A very ballsy peek from his perspective, but at the very least, Singularity do get the bomb down. Juan Flatro going yet again. He should be double peek and dealt with finally. Is so long range Mac 10 not gonna succeed, and Queenix wins it with the AK-47. Another commitment on the B bomb side here by Singularity. I mean, even the previous round, it was a very close affair. That was a very lengthy spray there by Percy. I mean, that aim fight just lasted way too long. He should have dealt with the MAC-10 player a little bit sooner. Maybe he's able to inflict damage on the next players as well. And yeah, a successful B-side hit for Singularity means more than just one more round on the board. This means that Team Secret are running low on money.
It's effectively forcing the force up here because of the financial situation they're in, so this could be hugely valuable. The problem is Singularity don't want to throw this one away. This is not the round you want to mess up, and losing one underpass is not the way to start it off. Thankfully, only gives up a Mac 10, not one of the AKs, so there is some semblance of a silver lining.
Hello, Juan Flatro. He's going for a bit of a tour de mirage. Now he's going to be rewarded with a kill at the very least. He's at 75. But struggling a little bit. Does get the kill on one of these players. Yabi is incredibly low on HP, and he should be going down. He does so. Bomb recovered by Singularity, though, and this down. Whoa, very quickly. Juan Flatro. Maybe he's actually turning up right now. Look at all the kills coming through for Team Secret. Singularity, a little bit confusion amidst their ranks. How are these guys getting all those kills? Juan Flatro comes up huge. Picks up 3 kills here for Team Secret, and that puts them back in the game.
Those just are not the rounds that you should be able to convert. An opportunity there for Singularity to not only get themselves to 14, but also a real chance at collecting series point. And it drops the pistols. Speechless. It's really disappointing. You have to be able to get those in the bag. You really do.
I couldn't agree more, because it's also quite dissatisfying and even momentum break. You could say, losing to those are the type of rounds you're thinking, right, we can convert these. Cards though, might just be able to find himself an opening here. What are the odds that Percy, as he jumps on the man, expects a player there, position compromised, and he will be dealt with accordingly. Few bullets with the Mac 10 will be more than enough. As for the remaining players, the A side is where it's at. That was a good flashbang being deployed, but eventually look at all the bombardment that takes place. Initial damage being dealt, and then it's all comes down to the rifles to mop up the remaining pieces, which they do so in flying colors.
this is a heartbreaking situation for Singularity now, because they're going to have to tie up here, unfortunately. Unless they can do an eco round, somehow miracle, I suppose, then it's going to be 13-13, and they're going to have to go into the next bye praying that the stars align for them. Seems to be very similar here as well. As the smoke fades, they will Glock Synopsy to death. Not really much more they're able to get done though, just getting picked apart piece by piece. This becomes last man standing, and there you have it.
Synopsy must be a little bit confused, like, what is going on here? That's a lot of Glocks on the other side of that smoke.
It's an interesting strategy, to be fair. Just, alright boys, we've got 5 Glocks, let's drop a smoke in bottom connector and sit in the smoke, and then when it fades, we'll surprise them. It's unique, I'll give them that, but this is the round that matters. This is the one where they have the firepower, they have the tools. We need to see Singularity at peak form here, as already mid-aggression to try and force the early pick, and Flashbang comes through. Now Marquez immediately shuts down to Biz, and then guns some Mertz as well. You've basically just lost your hand cannon if you're Singularity. Surely a complete disaster. You need someone like Yabi to pretty much save the day, single-handedly open up the B site perhaps, create some opportunities here.
He's looking for them. It's really hard to find them, or actually there's one opportunity that presents itself and he wins it. It's a shame he cannot convert it on Percy though, which still puts it in a disadvantageous position here for the remaining Singularity members. Looks like the B-bomb site will be their final destination. They are making a lot of noise though. Percy should be more than aware of what's happening here. Now it's all up to Celerid, who is dealt with swiftly. And this time around, Marquez is the one that has dealt a lot of damage here on Singularity. He starts it off initially by running down top mid with the AWP, again of all weapons. Really banking on the fact that he can win those aim duels, and absolutely, he does. Win every single one of them. And now as the scoreline is 14-13, Singularity must be wondering, like, what do we do at this point? We're running out of money, and we're really running out of... And so, yeah, they're just gonna go for the one eco here and hope for the best. Of course, a victory here would be the magnum opus, but let's be real. At this point, Secret are just looking stellar here in the second half. They are in a very good position to try to out Simpsy though, as well as Juan Flatro picking up 2 massive frags right now, and the frags don't seem to stop anytime soon. Mertz and Taubes are still alive. I'll leave it all up to Taubes, whose position is very well known. It's just going to come down to spraying a few bullets in the smoke, and that's a victory here for Team Secret.
What a position for Singularity to be in now, from being in a 2-round lead to 2-round deficit now. Gonna have to claw their way back into this, force it to OT if they want to get over the line, or risk taking it to a map 3, and the reality of a potential Secret 2-1 starting to play out. I think the first piece of this round that needs to happen for Singularity is to not give up. An early pick towards mid, not give up. An early frag towards really anywhere. They have to try and start off strong. We've seen a lot of these rounds. So them losing 2 players, for example, to aggression top mid, which we do see here. Synopsy extending massively. I wonder if Tabiz will check this. There's Rapid. How does Synopsy get to there? The fact that Synopsy able to get a double kill, one Flatcher then killing Queenix, who just walks through a ramp smoke. This is an absolute disaster.
It really is at this point. Like, Singularity are being pushed here by one guy who finds 2 kills. Yabi and Mertz gonna try to... Oh, they do check the sofa, but it's a little bit too late. Mertz is gonna find one. But to win this one, he must find all 3, and that's not something I think, yeah, Mertz is capable of doing. 16-13, as to be expected. Third map will be upon us here, folks. Singularity not able to pull it through. They got close to it. I think we can look back at one of those rounds they lost to the pistol that really derailed any momentum and any they might have built up. So for now, folks, the second map now being concluded, we'll have a very short break.
Going through the smoke, walks in, gonna go down, walks in with the AW.
Position, Earthshaker's moving in as well. Echo Slam connects on it too. Back row tire down as well.
Red always wins the brawl. Or can we cast the curse it? Oh, there we go.
Lootbet.
It's amazing how much I love betting on esports. It's so cool. What's even better is when I can use Cash Out. Wait, you didn't know about Cash Out? Cash Out is when you can get your stake back even when your bet is going against you. Just one hit and your money is safe. So go to Lootbet to cash out now.
I see the light inside you, brighter than the skies. Hold on, just let us escape and fly away tonight. We have the world in our sight, and I know together we'll be alright. Can you see forever we will go? I'll go out of my own way.
Earthshaker's moving in as well. Echo Slam connects on it too. Back row tire down as well.
Red always wins the brawl. Or can we cast a curse it? There we go.
Lootbet.
It's amazing how much I love betting on esports. It's so cool. What's even better is when I can use Cash Out. Wait, you didn't know about Cash Out? Cash Out is when you can get your stake back even when your bet is going against you. Just one hit and your money is safe. So go to Lootbet to cash out now.
Hello folks and welcome back to the third and final map in our best of 3 extravaganza between Team Secret and Singularity. It's the grand finale. One team will make it through the Lootbet Season 6 European main events, and one team unfortunately will be going virtually home. Who will it be? Team Secret or Singularity? Our original bets were all on Team Secret, but Singularity surprised us. They did very well in Map 1, and Map 2 was almost looking ripe for the taking. And then some mistakes, some shady play, resulted in the 1-1 we currently see. Now, we're on Nuke. It's all up in the air. I don't think anyone has any idea what to expect. Danny, how are you feeling about this one?
It really is hard to expect because these two teams have actually faced off on Nuke, and at the time, from what I think it might have been Singularity's map, and Team Secret were able to win in a somewhat convincing fashion. Now, the thing is though, this is Team's third map. There's a lot riding in this one as well. I have to admit that Mirage definitely could have gone for Singularity. When you take a look at what ended up losing them, Mirage was in fact the simple reason they've lost to pistols. If they hadn't lost to pistols, something tells me they're able to continue on their streak like it's nothing. And here, the fact that we land to a third map, I think it's going to be somewhat a little bit demotivating for the Singularity boys, but that in no way, shape, or form means they're out of this one. No. They can still fight for here, because when the two teams faced off here on Nuke, one of the big problems was for them out of control. I still remember it. The Singularity struggling holding on outside as CTs, and I remember that there were a lot of in favor of Team Secret just because the terrorists were able to abuse that part of the map and they could have gone wherever they wanted. An ace split through mini garage, or some players coming in from heaven, of course, going down to Secret at ease whenever they want. Maybe this is the area in which Singularity can improve upon. I really hope that's the case. For them winning the knife round, I'm guessing the CT side is where they start. Yeah, exactly.
All seems to make sense. It's going to be just a case of execution now, I think. Team Secret, definitely the team that are going to be feeling more comfortable if you're going into this one. As you said before, they have got that pass result. That was a 16-10 victory on a map they chose. When you look at the pool, I generally do think that Secret are probably also happy with the veto on a whole. With that said, the pistol is underway. Let's see how this pans out. Smoke immediately towards Hut as the frag grenade follows suit to blow the door. First blood for Anarquez. Queen X desperately trying to hold on, and he does, but he's only good for 2. The trades, they are thick and fast in favour of Team Secret as the bomb finds its way down. Surely. Finds its way down. Nope. Still not going to grab it. Fighting heaven. Making things a little bit more complex. Kitten play as well, but the more they face, the more they fall.
Oh, too good here for Thomas. 2 players right below him. In all fairness, Team Secret don't even have to fight him at this point. Just get that bomb down. I thought it's save 4K or Percy. Get the job done. Pulls out that Glock of his, just sprays to the head of Thomas, and that is a successful kill. But this is also quite nice. Queen X and one of those players line up for him to get those kills, and well, eventually it's a successful hit here on the upper bomb side by Team Secret. If anything, that's a stellar start for them. That's what you're looking for here on the terrorist side of Nuke, which, in all fairness, yeah, you can see that more often than not, Nuke is the type of map where the CTs should be winning rounds, but nowadays, I'd say it's got a little bit different here. The whole Creed meta at play, and this being a map with long-range encounters, it has become a bit more viable for the terrorists to win these rounds on the T side, and in this case, it's looking very good here for Team Secret. Look, one of the players is already down the vents. That's Synapsy. He's going to make sure if there are any rotations from the vents, he should be able to shut down the Singularity players. And if they want so, they could also just go down the lower bomb side. It looks like we do have a bit of a restart here, folks.
Interesting choice of a restart there, actually. I would have thought that, given damage was done, that the restart was not possible. But I suppose because the damage was only inflicted to himself, he stood in his own nade. Probably a bit of a different story.
Yeah, folks, we're gonna be able to absolutely will inform you of what just happened. What is the reasoning behind the restart of the matchup? As of now, it is not live. I believe the scoreline will remain the same. That it was, the Team Secret side. They won the pistol round, so I don't think much is gonna change on that end. But upcoming to this second round, I presume there's gonna be some changes being made.
There's some shenanigans happening. We just got to figure out what those are, and then we'll get back to you. Here, obviously, a lot of chit chat going on. I think we're good to go. Yeah, looks like we are all set to kick things back off again in what was our second round of the game.
Let's take a look, shall we? As now the players will probably go, well, not exactly the same setup as they've gone in the previous round, because if you guys remember, in the previous round, we actually saw one of the players from Team Secret very rapidly descending down the vents. In this case, however, they're going to be playing it quite slow in the outside area, and they still have a couple individuals towards B RAM. So to me, it tells me that a B split is probably one of the ideas they are contemplating about. But because they also have the weapons, like long-range weapons like Galil's and the Krieg, they might even consider of fighting for some outside control and even going for the wraparound up heaven. That's a real possibility that they could consider here, and it is a very viable option.
It's so strong as well. The heaven wraparound is actually really dangerous if executed right. This Mac 10 though, just as painful if he can get himself through the doorway here. Unfortunately well met by a Deagle, making life a little bit complex, but all in all, Secret begin to trade away. And everything starts to fall into their laps. It is going to be Tobias here, which he's got a kit as well. And again, he's upgrading to the SMG, so a lethal weapon at this sort of range. But if they peek in together, they should be able to seal the deal, and so they do. Team Secret starting strong, chaining 2 rounds together.
And even better, with the second round going in their favor, it's very likely that the third round will also be their pockets, because this is an eco. That's always the problem, the dilemma you have to face. Is the force bite really worth it if you have to go for the full-on eco in the next one? Because if you have to go for the full-on eco, you don't really stand a chance against real guns. Mac 10s, rifles, whatever it may be, you're gonna get shut down quite easily. Interestingly enough, I thought it's gonna be just a straight commitment on the upper bomb side, but no, you got one of the players like Anarchist making his way down the vents, and Singularity have quite the successful push in the lobby. They're able to eliminate one of these players. It's surely just the Mac 10 recovered. Anarchist clearing out the upper bomb side. Now he could feel some troubles here. The players in lobby have retreated. They're all over the map, but not where they have to be. The upper bomb side. Because that's where the bomb has gone down.
Unfortunately, with the vent set ablaze, the opportunities for any sort of combat here really have been halted anyway. So yeah, the Secret wanted to go hunting for kills. They can't, and the CTs can't go to them. So gonna be a bit of a quiet end to this one, I think.
I guess from the perspective of Singularity, they also willing to die. They're not going to give easy pickings for the opponents. Allow them to get some money going. Because obviously, as you guys know, a kill with the Mac 10 gives you $600. Sailor Doe will be blown up by the bomb explosion. No worries. The next round, or this current round, he will be able to make a proper investment with a real gun. Say the Galil is not a real gun, but it is not as good as something like an M4.
The Galil's not a real gun. That's a totally fair comment. It's not a real gun. We all...
Not a real gun.
Not a real gun.
Puny little thing.
I would rather play with an SMG than play with a Galil.
Fair enough. Well, Synapsy would rather go down the vents without taking any damage. And that's exactly what takes place. Not a single point of damage inflicted on the boy. And now he can be quite the nuisance here for Singularity, because he can be anywhere. It looks like Singularity have an idea that there is a player here, or do they though? Snipsy is so close by the ramp that I'm not really sure if they're going to be aware of him. Maybe. Let's see, Snipsy gonna begin to make his way. Probably will wait for his teammates to join him because that's the most optimal way of going about it. He can just overlook these two angles to make sure that if there is anyone going for the peak, he should be able to punish at least one of them. But yes, lower bomb set has been taken. That's going to be a bomb punt here. And Synapsy is not going to spring into action just yet.
I love how they're just biding their time here towards ramp though. They're not getting aggressive. They're not forcing the hand of Singularity. They're just waiting. And I like that because time is on their side here. It should be Singularity being pressured to get a move on. Of course, you have the Mac 10s, there is always an advantage to ducking and weaving, but case in point, that's why you don't want to overextend there. Just kind of play the angle, but definitely don't swing wide into it, because that's not your fight to win. Thankfully, enough time has been wasted that Singularity are not even going to give this one a go. Immediately backing away, they will be saving 4 weapons, including the orb, into round 5. That's going to be pretty impactful for their economy here as Team Secret continue to build up their scoreline. 4-0. So far, so good. T-side nuke looking really solid for them.
Well, this reminds me is kind of the way Singularity faced off Team Secret in their very first encounter on Nuke. I remember it quite vividly being Team Secret just picking up so many rounds in a row, round after round, and it was just the very end that Singularity were able to mount some kind of defensive, as we do see one of the players just fooling around here, being quite a hard target to hit, but eventually Team Secret's ideas and goals are pretty obvious at this point. Another hit on the B-bomb site, and they're making this one as quick as they can. Someone's gonna punch in those digits, and now with the bomb being planted, Singularity have to go for the retake. Now, retaking the lower B-bomb site is always a big hassle for the CTs and Phoenix. He's still up here in upper. I guess he's expecting some kind of big flank to take place, but nothing of the sort. So much time has been wasted, and Singularity is yet to acquire any real estate. Percy, though, moving in, and yep, there we go. Cellerate's gonna take the hit. Now Singularity know that this is maybe not a fight we're fighting for. We see one player backing away. Yappy realized that his teammates don't even want to partake in the retake, so absolutely save your guns as Mertz comes in with a kill. Now they need to retreat.
So unfortunate though, it's another round lost by Singularity, and a crucial one too, because it just puts Team Secret on this trajectory for quite a runaway half if it keeps following this way. Obviously, we're likely now to see a half buy. They're gonna full buy this. There's room to do it. Yeah, they'll be fine. There we go. So they are gonna get the full buy on Singularity. So it's not gonna be as cut and dry as a 6-0, but we're getting close to the point of Singularity getting in real trouble here. But one of the key points of success for Team Secret has actually been the SMGs under B. They've really played the Mac 10s to the utmost advantage, haven't they? It's been really nicely done. This time, aggression towards outside being the aim of the game. Mertz is in a great off angle, no one to expect, but uncharacteristically, Mertz will miss a shot. Forced to relinquish outside, heads back in towards the A site. Accelerate will fill in the gap and get a pick of his own as Yappy finds one on towards Synopsy, so at least there's light at the end of the tunnel here for the CT side. It's actually looking pretty rough. The singular picks here from Yappy and Accelerate have left Team Secret with very little opportunity to actually push hard on B, because they just don't have the manpower to trade in the way that they're looking for. This will mean that they're going to be searching for a lot of jewels now. They're trying to find a pick, trying to even out the numbers. That's why they're taking all these fights outside, but Singularity just aren't going to give it to them.
No, they're definitely not going to give it to them at this point. And I really like the fact that they're focusing a bit more here on outside area, because this has been one of the areas of the map that Singularity struggles to hold, it seems like. If they do have strong outside presence, that's going to minimize the map control Team Secret can acquire here on Nuke. So far, so good as well. None of the players really showing off their cards. They get the few kills and they're just playing it safe. Celebrate, I love the fact that he goes in for the peak, spots the player, but does not commit. That is a very good quality here for the CTs to just play it safe. I'm loving it.
It's early days, right? So playing it safe. Definitely a message I can get behind. This was so surprising. I've never seen Mertz not be able to connect those kills. Not a huge issue, but something to keep an eye on as we develop into this game.
I do remember as well Mertz struggling here on Nuke CT side where these two teams encountered each other not that long ago, a few days in fact. You see very fast push though. Accelerate going for the spam is actually dealing a lot of damage. Better gets a kill on one of these individuals. One Flatcher does get stuck there on the ladder. He has made his way down the vents. Is it worth it though? Because there's a second player that has dropped the floor as well. Mertz outside. Yeah, of course. 2 kills go in his name and Tutson along Flatcher though. Predicament. Absolutely they need to plant the bomb. What's next? They're about to be punished by 5 angry CTs. They're ready and waiting to go for this retake.
That was a tier 1 Molotov right there.
Happens.
Need to learn that lineup, for sure. Opportunity potentially for some clutch play here. Tutson waits for the push, tries to make it happen, but unfortunately only good for 1. That leaves Juan Flatro, a man who's been rather quiet, to be honest. Let's try and see if he can hold on, but not going to happen. Not even going to peek at least. He can save an AWP here, that would be unreal.
Does.
I love that too though, Selva just letting rip through the smoke. He makes dropping into vents so costly. And there's also kind of the comedic side of it, which is, hey, we can't be getting lost in smokes, boys. You can't be losing your way down into vent. That's just the recipe for disaster here on Nuke.
Another attempt here from Team Secret to go outside, and that's hard to do when Mertz is on the other side, and they're still challenging him. The man's got an AWP with an AK-47. You can try to win it. Chances are Mertz is going to come out on top, and now this is problematic for Team Secret. Mertz is hitting his shots. And if you want to try to go outside yet again, you might have to use a bit more utility, and Thomas wins that aim duel without even breaking a sweat. Mertz, though, spotted a player. Both individuals missed their shots, but Percy is still going for it. Actually can make his way down Secret. Question is, though, what does Juan Flatcher do at this position? Looks like he wants to try to move up here from the blue hut, but will he actually look up? That's where Yabi is playing from. He's got the perfect weapon to deal with the situation, a Krieg. Well, this run is coming to an abrupt end. You have Percy, lonesome player with the AWP, moves up the ladder, does move up, it goes down to hell.
Feels like Singularity is starting to, you know, they're on a low simmer right now. They're heating up a little bit. Waiting to see if they're going to be able to boil or not, but time will tell. A couple of positive signs at least. This was the tail end of this first half. I was looking at the head-to-head matchup, Mertz versus Tutson. Given the scoreline, that's pretty tasty, all things considered, isn't it? That's it. Already good, actually, an early nade there, straight through. Thanks to the physics of Counter-Strike, doesn't do no damage, but in reality, it definitely would. Has to be said, Counter-Strike nade physics are a special beast. Wonderful things.
There's 2 angles he has to check and doesn't really win that aim duel. Abby on the other hand, oh, he's gonna feel that one in the morning. Run and gun with the deagle, precise as ever. Thomas, though, from the heavens, to find these 2 players. Accelerate is coming into action, so that's quite nice to see. Thomas firing off shots and getting the kill. Now, if only the 2 players can link up and do some more damage. Accelerate and Thomas. Percy trying to win the aim duel. The thing is that these 2 guys are also quite low in HP. That's a good tag, and that should also be the kill. Thomas is going down. 6th round here from Team Secret, and what better fashion to pick it up then by going in for the classic Team Secret Deagle buy, rushing on one of the bomb sites, winning every single aim duel it seems like, then securing the victory. Iconic.
It is. It's also a classic Lootbet tournament experience, isn't it? This is just vintage Lootbet qualifier at this point, because I swear the last 3 days, all we've seen is teams trading rounds back and forth with the Deagles Kevlar versus Fall Buyers, and it's the Deagles winning the rounds. It's actually quite worryingly consistent how often that happens.
Well, now, where is Mertz right now? I believe he's playing from Heaven or either Hell. Oh, okay. That's a very good angle to be holding from. Quite hard to see if you're a Team Secret player trying to cross through the outside area. Of course, to make sure that he does not have the smoke grenades will be deployed. I like the fact that they've changed it up as well. You know, the smokes will be deployed relatively late, not so early into the round. Accelerate, though, he is yet to reveal himself. One Fletcher can't really see him. Even though the player on the other side could just swing out, get a few kills, and he's going to do just that. However, now he's vulnerable, and he actually gets a headshot on Juan Flatro. The nade will connect. The player's gotta go down. Synapsy, though, wins the engagement against one more player. Kaz is aware about the positioning of Celerit, and I think they know where Mertz is playing from. At this point, 30 seconds, Team Secret, the big problem for them is that the two players are really far away from one another. They've got to link up.
They definitely need to regroup their forces, but I think that applies to both teams, in fact. Of course, Mertz going to be the man with the shotgun here. Let's see what he can do. 1 and 2. Classic Mertz, vintage Counter-Strike from him, as he achieves both kills quick and easy. Singularity struggling early in the round, but thanks to Mertz, they'll be their fourth. The beauty of Mertz is the minute you see him spot the player in hut there, let alone knowing the player on site's planting, you already know that's a 2k for him. You already know. Those are the sorts of rounds that he just wins single-handedly, every time.
He's good at them. That's the thing as well. He actually had somewhat of a rough start here initially, but again, look at him. He is able to have a good game, and so his teammates are able to chip in as well. It's the Mertz effect, I'm telling you.
Is this what we're calling it now, the Mertz effect? Should we expect to see new Singularity merch?
I mean, it all comes down to them, doesn't it? Oof.
Get your new Singularity merch. The Mertz effect, driving Singularity forward on the HLTV rankings day by day. Take that as a quote. Unfortunately, this time around, he's not doing much. He's put in the grave. Tudson taking his head right off with a deagle. It's rather ironic timing.
A bit unlucky. Unlucky, he tries to swing out wide there. There's so many targets to face, so yeah, to really even hit broadside of the barn happens for the best of us. In this case, Singularity just gonna have to conceal this round. But it's not as bad as it might seem. Even though it will be 7 now for Team Secret, the one good thing for Singularity is that they've got money. So after this round is over, they will be able to invest. But again, I want to stress one fact is that Team Secret, again, they just check in those smoke grenades. And this is now the second time they've actually been given leeway here. In fact, initially when one individual, I'd like to say it was Gavi in that position that was playing in Garage, that's a good spot. That's a position from which you can do some damage. Now, I actually want to try and see maybe someone from Singularity has the cojones, who's got the balls to go out there, play close by Silo. I'm certain that's something Team Secret may not anticipate because more often than not, outside control has been given them freely. I think it's time for Singularity to change things up here on their outside defensive.
Well, let's take a look. Let's see what they bring to the table. Not quite as aggressive as I think you would have hoped. In fact, they come straight in for the early nades, which unfortunately just don't quite land. And then immediately back away. It is very passive again. It's just as you described. On both sides, though. I mean, look at Accelerate, in fact, just posting up very far back. Well, that's doing much of the same. Right back almost in CT spawn.
Now the smoke's rain in, because that's where they begin to move in the outside area. But we saw players in lobby, which this could be part of an elaborate fake here. Problem is though, Phoenix, he's got vision on the doors, so even though if the smoke comes out, if the doors get somehow blown up or opened up, all he has to do is just hold mouse 1 and spray and pray. That's such a good smoke. If they do decide to push on through now, it's going to be horrendous casualties for Team Secret. They do have a player in the vents though, oddly enough. So how they can use one flatter in this position? Looks like the smoke grenades will be deployed. Yabi may try to go down the vents, but this is nice. Team Secret, forget the vents. Let's take over B ramp control. It's very late into the round, and Singularity are confused of how quickly that happened. Now Team Secret have an avenue to commit to the lower bomb side. Plenty of time to get the bomb down, and Yabi and Queenix are just out of this round. They can't really accomplish much at this point. That's a very bad sequence for Team Secret. You'll love to see it.
What's so good as well is the fact that they're on their T side right now and they already have 7 rounds built up. This is getting really rough for Singularity here. It's going to put a lot of pressure on them to perform early on. Very little room for mistake. Especially, thankfully, New Nuke isn't as forgiving as a map as it once was. Or unforgiving, should I say. Even so, there still is some inherent bias that we need to be mindful of here. Singularity going to the T side. It's going to be an uphill battle. That said, 3 more rounds. What we're here to see now. 8-4, the current scoreline. A relatively even buy. I mean, there are a couple of holes in it on the Singularity side, unfortunately, most notably in the shape of the SNG on Queenix and the CZ on Sabiz.
Okay, though. We might see Percy just try and hold this angle, I would presume, but here we go. Some aggression being displayed by Yabi, and it's a successful aggressive push because it gives them the 1 kill they needed most. An opening frag here in Tutson. In a situation like this, you can't really blame them for trying to change things up because that's the big problem. In a situation like this, you're Singularity, you don't have the best weaponry at play. So trying to play aggressive, trying to be in the face of your opponents could be the right play. Celery takes his sweet time to eliminate Underkez in that position, but once he does, still 3-on-3. Team Secret though, bomb will be retrieved, it will be planted, that's 100% sure, but the big problem for them, for Singularity, Synapsy. Look at his position right now, he does not look like Decon though. There is a certain player here, well, he's no longer with us. Who else if not Mertz? It's time for him to push the buttons and make this clutch a reality. Can he do it though? It's been retrieved by Team Secret, but they're yet to plant it. There we go. 1 scalp for Mertz, 2 to go. He's looking up. Oh, no. Not gonna happen. I will be Synapsy securing the frag, and now Team Secret. Again, 9 rounds here on the T side of Nuke. That is incredible.
Looking really, really good at this point. Unfortunate there because there were actually some... The round had some legs for Singularity, to put it simply. There was some good stuff there in terms of positioning, but unfortunately, Synopsy comes in, takes the opportunity, the rest of the team join him as well. Team Secret lead themselves to 9 rounds. Already, if they lose every round now, they're still going to be so comfortable going into the second half. That's kind of just to put in perspective for you folks at home, just how rough this current scoreline is. And the problem is it's set to go from bad to worse because, unfortunately, Singularity have to save every penny for round 15, which means the only thing they have to take into this round here is a Deagle, a USP, and a couple other handful of pistols. Not really ideal. perhaps a chance to do
Yeah.
some damage, but it's not really going to happen, is it? You can see just almost...
No. It's not even going to be that impactful at this point. Look at this, Flakes. This is the last rounds of the first half, and oh, poor Mertz. Thought he had the time, and this is the problem now. You know, I talked about the Mertz effect. Now he's not having a great time. I think it's the caster's curse again.
I think we've got a thing going today. It's either a curse or a blessing. I'm not quite sure, but either way, it's presented some interesting moments. At least he gets ones for his troubles, though. Should be able to survive now as well. I don't think there's a courtesy to chase him down. It's going to be tight. I can't see it. Observers, please. There we go. It looks like he's good. It's probably not even a second in there, though. A second longer, and Percy gets the kill.
(10-4) right now. Mertz back with the big green. This is again not looking too great for Singularity, being honest. So far, this has been Team Secret show, and well, Singularity is going to make his way down the vents. And time again. I think there really hasn't been a round in which, whenever the T's went for vent control, that they would be stopped. Maybe instead of like 3 players going down, there would be 2, but someone who decided to go down the vents would always make it through. That's also a bit of a problem. If you're Singularity and you have a player on the A-bomb side, preferably one who's playing on Blue HUD, he should be the one eliminating such an individual, but that does not seem to be the case. What is the case, though? It's Percy, it's Tutson picking up frags. Mertz has made his way into the site. This means that he's expecting the players to come up here with the Aper bomb site hit. Celebrate is there to help him up, but there's a problem. Underkes plucks him, and that leaves it all up to Mertz right now, and Team Secret, where is he going right now? It's quite hard to tell by looking at the minimap because we got players everywhere. We got Synapsy, who is about to get a big flank on Mertz. The timing is just there. Actually, no, that was a flank on Tubin, but at this point, Mertz will be going down. That'll be 11 rounds here for Team Secret and only 4 for Singularity. And as far as some trivia is concerned, previously when these two teams faced off, Team Secret were able to find 10 rounds on the T side, and now they've improved their record.
Such a brutal situation for Singularity to go into now, though. The pistol becomes so critical here. Interesting looking at the performance of some of the players as well. We talked about Juan Flatro being someone relatively quiet. He's currently top fragging for the T side. That said, a good opportunity to lengthen the half-time, I think. There's a hard limit, if I recall, of 60 seconds the teams can take between the halves, just to use it if they want to get comfortable, reset, sip of water, that sort of thing. Opportunity, I think, for Secret to prepare themselves for the second half here, as they have a very real opportunity. Push this one over the line.
I think it's also an opportunity for the viewers. Guys, you still got a few seconds to work, but to head over to Lootbet, you can enter the code LEAGUE and get up to €100 on your first deposit, and alongside it, you can also get yourself 100 spins. That's what interests you, alongside some CSGO betting, or maybe betting on some other esports titles. So be sure to head on over to loot.bet to check out the available offers. But for now, let's get back over to the matchup here. And Percy, dual Berettas. If that doesn't give you a sign of how Team Secret are feeling confident, I don't know what does. Look at this man.
All I know is I love the dualies, so I'm a huge fan of this. No matter what happens, Percy, you're my hero. That's what I want to see. Let's see, Tudson gets contact towards ramp, immediately has to withdraw. It's a smart play just to communicate what's going on, lives to fight another day. Next headshot angle, also a couple of whiffs, but finally things start to line up for him and Juan Flatro. They both get a pick apiece. It was pretty much confirmed that it's going to be a B-side play. It's just about staying alive for as long as possible, and credit to them, they're doing a good job of it, only giving up one frag so far to the T side as they're just picking them apart. And Arquez, crystal clear headshot, he secures 2 apiece. That's really nice from Secret. I just love the way they withdraw from angle to angle. The classic example of how to fall back when you get contact, just taking it from literally angle to angle. From ramp straight down towards the base of B site and then in towards the cubby corner.
That's very nice. I have to admit, that is some fine shooting from the Team Secret players. But it wasn't that just shooting alone helped them win the round. It is the way they move. Movement as well was a key part of the puzzle. Sure, Hudson was able to find the initial pickup, but it's also comes down to him surviving for as long as possible in the corner. It's also up to Juan Flatro, who makes his way out of decon to try and figure it out. Do I swing out wide? Do I decide to go a little bit far back? That movement itself also helped Team Secret to secure the round win and the pistol round victory as well. Most important there for Team Secret. Would have been more important for Singularity though. Right now, that's not really good. Being down 4-12 on the T side of Nuke is quite a daunting task for any team. Even if this is your own map pick, there's a lot of rounds you have to win to achieve victory. Heck, even to equalize the scoreline, you're going to have to win 8, which does seem like a difficult task for a lot of teams who end up playing the T side of Nuke.
Nuke is also arguably one of the hardest maps to learn as a team because there's so much to it on the CT side specifically on how to handle rotations. Definitely has a high complexity to it. It's also rather interestingly not a map that a lot of people love to play. I think it's started to come back into flavor recently, but especially the first release of this, when it first came out, not something the community were jiving with very much. Look at those odds, that is brutal.
I have a lot of faith in Singularity, but can you really blame them? At this point, Top is nice. Couple Glock kills coming through. Glock train is a success. Pick up at least a few kills here and there, but obviously that's not going to win you the round. What is going to win you a round is a gun round. A proper investment from both teams. And for Singularity, it's quite easy to say that, yeah, this round is very important. If you're not going to be able to win this round, your Secret will begin to run away with this matchup if, in all fairness, they haven't already.
I think that's the thing, right? It start to run away. It's 13-4. Singularity. It's you're past your last chance saloon now. It's do or die time. If you want that spot, it's got to start somewhere, and now is the best time for it because every round lost after this is just more incremental pressure applied for that potential comeback. If you're able to even achieve that, it's a tough sell. But Nuke does not seem to be a positive place for this team right now, and unfortunately this buy round isn't going much better either. Already a poor start, and Arquez finally tip is as well. Yabi does trade, but it's a 4-on-2. The numbers, they don't stack up here.
The numbers are not adding up. Mertz left in just the 1 versus 4. Needs to recover the bomb, needs to plant it, and how's he gonna do it? There's just so many players he needs to contest with, and the bomb is clearly in the position of the CTs, but really just one CT overlooking it. But apparently, that's gonna be more than enough. Synapse secures the headshot here in Mertz. This is the point here for Singularity. They don't have a lot of money. And you know what that means, folks? It's actually going to be the eco. Some teams do crumble in this scenario and just go for the 3-4 spot, but kind of like the fact that Singularity are not doing it. They're still going to go out the pistols. They know that the biggest chance they have of winning a round is by having some good weapons at their disposal.
the gun round is going to be the future for them, for sure. I think they have to play safe here, but at the same time, obviously, the scoreline's pretty bleak, but if they're going to bring it back, it's going to be through winning these gun rounds and being... Yeah, I mean, let's not beat around the bush. They're going to have to be able to start chaining these rounds together. But there's just been no sign of success for them right now, unfortunately. They just have not found their groove on Nuke at all. Part of it, perhaps, is nothing different. You got to remember, these guys played before, and it was a team secret 16-10. That gives Secret a lot of experience in how to attack the Singularity side. It's also been a very long day for Singularity too. I think that's another pertinent point here. Keep in mind is these guys are going on to, let's have a look. Potentially, yeah, they've probably been on Counter-Strike now for a good 8 hours. So it's a relatively long day as well to be constantly in high pressure mode.
Going in here. That's actually the first scalp. That's good for Singularity. At least one kill going their name, and 4 players want to go down this lower bomb side. One flat drop picks up one, continues the spray while it's moving backwards. Not sure that really works in Counter-Strike, but Tutson spray sure does. It connects on one of these players. A second guy as well. This is looking very good for Team Secret as Tutson is lighting him up. He does not evade the bullets of Yabi, but now we have a 1v1 Synapsy of all the weapons. Auto shotgun, dual Berettas, only the one flashbang. Pitiful. He should have gone for the 2 flashbangs.
Because that is going to be the factor that makes or breaks this clutch, clearly. I love how both players are being so patient with each other. Neither of them want to move.
Yeah. Someone's going to have to move. Yabi, for example. He picks up the bomb. Doors being closed. Making sure the guests don't see him. Synapsy, he should begin to make his way here,
I think he's going to go vent. I think Synapsy might have big brain this.
This is so big brain. Oh, big brain.
Rest in peace.
He was sitting at the vents for 30 seconds, and he actually wins it. That is unbelievable.
500 IQ right there. He is sat incredibly patient, and he made it stick. 16-4. What a result. One thing's for sure, Team Secret, they are your champions. They will be featured in the Lootbet Season 6 European Edition. $50,000 on the line. Join us tomorrow.
Going through the smoke, walks in, gonna go down, walks in with the AWP.
Position, Earthshaker's moving in as well. Echo Slam connects on it too. Back row tired down as well.
Secret always wins the brawl. Or can we cast the curse in? Oh, there we go.
Lootbet.
It's amazing how much I love betting on esports. It's so cool. What's even better is when I can use Cash Out. Wait, you didn't know about Cash Out? Cash Out is when you can get your stake back even when your bet is going against you. Just one hit and your money is safe. So go to Lootbet to cash out now.